Well, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's your pal Jen Lou. How y'all doing on this fine Saturday evening? Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing on this Saturday night? Good, I hope. Let's see who we got in the chat so I can say hello. Hello, Heather, whatever. Hello, Cement Shoes. Hello, Tony. Hello, Renee. Hello, Team Psych Ward. Hello, Amelia. My scroll button doesn't want to work. Hi, I've learned a lot. Hello, Lupe. Hello, Mosin Man. Did I miss anybody? Make sure I didn't. I don't think. Max 2002. Hello, Jean. What's kicking, chicken? Crackling, roasty, true crime. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gather around, sit down. We just gonna kick it. I don't have nothing planned. Nothing. I just thought I just come live. I'm feeling much better. Whatever funk or crud or whatever that was kicked my butt. I'm not even ashamed to admit it, but it happened. And I came live like Wednesday. And then I was like, I think I could do it again Thursday. Man, no. Let me tell you what happened. So I went to bed, right? After the live ended, and then I got up on Thursday morning and I was still feeling like, so I was looking at Facebook and what pops up but Paramount Plus is streaming the new Scream, right? So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. It's raining. I don't feel great. This is what I'm going to do today. But you know how I do it. I could not just start with the last movie. I mean, come on. No. So on Thursday, I just binged all 5 of the Scream movies. I did indeed. And I was still feeling kind of yucky yesterday. And so I worked a little bit on this intro and then I worked on the episode um, that I want to do tomorrow night instead because there's been such a break. Like I've been gone and it's was I not quite finished with it. And you guys know how I roll. It takes me a while to do it because I'm always gotta like fine tune. And I always like I was watching the intro that I just made and I realized that I didn't make one of the pictures move. So I'm dissatisfied with that. So you know I'm gonna have to go back and fix that because it's really gonna drive me bananas. So I did all that. And I have to say, I'll say this. I didn't really have high expectations for Scream 5, okay? And I'm not gonna give any spoilers because that would be rude. But I was more impressed with it than I thought I would be. So, if you have Paramount Plus, go check it out. What I will say though, what I've even more enjoyed was binging all of them and noticing little tiny Easter eggs, homages to other horror movies, but also to other, specifically movies that Wes Craven did. And I thought that was kind of cool. Like I guess I had forgotten because it's been a while since I've watched them all, but I obviously the ones in Scream, the first Scream, they're real easy to pick out. The janitor's name is Fred, there's all that. Linda Blair is one of the reporters from The Exorcist. Those are sort of like, yeah, Molson Man, even Scream 3, and I watched Scream 4 too, and it wasn't as terrible as I remember it. But so the ones in Scream 1 are like super easy. The ones in Scream 3 are a little bit more like not on the nose. You kind of have to be paying attention. Like when they're at the lot, the movie lot, and they have the whole town of Woodsboro set up, and Sydney is running around in her house, or that's the set. and she comes into the bedroom. There's a few little nuggets in there. That body bag scene is really an honor to Nightmare on Elm Street with the first one, the original one, where Nancy's friend, now her name is on the tip of my tongue and I just can't think of what her name is right this second because I'm still a little, but anyway, when the bag gets drug and it stands up and walks and it calls to her and all that, that's what that scene is like, pays homage to, which I liked. And I noticed that when I was Tina, that's it. Thank you, Lupe. Thank you, Tina. Yeah. And then there's just a bunch of them, and I thought it was kind of cool. And I noticed that Wes tends to use a lot of the same, actors in his horror movies, which Laurie Metcalf playing Mrs. Loomis. Yeah, nobody plays crazy like Laurie Metcalf, for reals. Nobody does. Even when she was Jackie in Roseanne, she was a little nutty. My favorite one is the scene where she's on the phone with her Aunt Barbara. And obviously, Aunt Barbara is hard of hearing, and she's screaming into the phone, Dad, Dad. And then she still doesn't get it, that's one of my favorite ones. So, yeah, I like Roseanne. I didn't really get into the newer reboot of it because Roseanne was the show, He's fine. He sends his love. Yeah. Yeah, that one is too. That they're all good, but the early Roseanne is good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not Roseanne without Roseanne, and I think it's weird they made her die of opiates. I mean, not like it's that uncommon, people that does happen, but it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I did like the new Scream. I did more than I thought I would. But it was problematic for me. And I've already talked about this with Molson Man. But I don't want to do any spoilers because I know it just came out Thursday, which is a weekday. So I thought, okay, well, Friday, but still, even Friday night, people, people might not have had a chance to see it yet. So I'm going to wait, and hopefully me and Molson Man can give it the full review. We'll give it, till like next week. Okay. Because I'm sure they're going to be the people that are like, I don't even care. I'm not going to watch it. Go ahead and say whatever you're going to say. But I know there's people, hey, coolest reviews. Yeah, like I don't know what the heck happened. It's just, anyway, I'm feeling much better. I still don't have like I feel, what's the word I'm looking for? A little foggy, a little disconnected. Like, I don't know. Obviously, clearly I can't even, articulate it correctly. I can't find the words, but I just feel a little out of it, but I'm I'm coming around, so it'll be fine. See, I thought I could have sworn Cement Shoes that she blamed that on Ambien. Now I'll tell you this because we've had the Ambien discussion before. All right. Sorry, I had to mix. I put a little like that Mio stuff, but it's not Mio. It was the packet because I'm still on my water. No tea, no nothing else, and this is like the flavor, but it's got 0 calories. So I was like, I'm gonna drink it, but I didn't stir it good, and so now I gotta have to stir it a little bit. Yeah, she said it was Ambien, and I'll say this: Ambien didn't make her say write the things that she wrote. It did not make her tweet what she tweeted. Okay. What it did was it made her not cognizant of what she was tweeting. So the thoughts are there, right? That came from her brain. Ambien didn't suddenly make her make a racist tweet. That did not happen. Okay. What it did was she wasn't really, because Ambien's a hypnotic, so she wasn't cognizant of her racist tweet. So there you go. That's yeah, Max 2002. Hi, Faraway Eyes. Good to see ya. I'm feeling better. I'm just feeling just a little disconnected. And so then today, while I was working on this next video that I'm going to put out for you guys tomorrow, I'm still not telling you what it is. So you totes have to come back because I'm not even exactly cement shoes. I'm not telling you I'm not going to tell you what it is. So y'all have to come and watch it. That's it. Sorry about your look. So now I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, that's never happened to me either. Cement shoes. Like I've taken Ambien before. I will say that one time when I was on Ambien, I had like a bag of gummy bears. And when I woke up, this was a long time ago. My cat had gummy bears stuck to him. His name was Max. Yeah, he did. He did. So, yeah, he had some gummy bears stuck to him. And also I know that one time I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on Ambien. That's mainly what I did, when I was on Ambien, but never, ever, ever, ever did I suddenly become a racist where I was not a racist before. See, I'm all the time not a racist. So Ambien didn't cause me to become a racist because I wasn't a racist to begin with. So, yeah, not everybody can take Ambien. It's one of those I can't take that Lunesta because yeah, Lunesta works, it makes you sleep, it's great, but then the next day your mouth you taste tin. It's like you turned into a goat overnight and you just did nothing but eat tin cans. It's terrible. It's the worst taste ever. So, yeah, I can't do Lunesta, but now I'm just on gummies, so I'm good. Oh, I'm doing Ezra, right? That's the trial work, but I decided there's so much Ezra that I felt like we were kind of getting like, maybe it was just me. I was getting like, but anyway, so exactly. Max. So the next case, so I think what I'm gonna like do a video where I have all the forensic testimony, like the best. By the way, hi, hi MJ. Glad to see you. Welcome back. So okay, let me start again. So then what I'm gonna do is put all the highlight reel of the testimony, okay, and then but the testimony that I don't want to skip it on, and we're going to hear it all the way through, is oh gosh, Jason Mangels, obviously Ezra, and then the guy that she accused of committing SA. Give me just a second. Well, what is his name? That's really going to bother me. I know it starts with an H. His last name starts with an H. Hold on. I keep wanting to say Hansen. Yes, that's it. Hansen. Jason Hansen. There we go. Okay. Because I remember every time I was thinking about it before, and every time they would bring it up, I would hear that song, Bop. I don't want to talk about it. She's at work, Mulsa man. She's probably listening, but she's at work. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to hear, hey, Mar R, how you doing? Hello, recliner detective. we decided, recliner detective, that we would have found him. No, I didn't take a COVID test, Max. I don't go anywhere, and so even if I did have COVID, I'm not giving it to anybody. I don't even leave. So I don't think that's what I had though. I think I had some kind of like stomach bug and it just wore me out is what it was. I'm 45 now. I don't bounce back like I used to. I don't get sick very often, but whenever I do get sick, I get sick. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's all it is because I don't have any of like I, I didn't have a fever or anything like that. But yeah, the general consensus recliner detective was that we would have to, based on the evidence presented just at the trial, we would find uh, him not guilty because we can't figure out all the things. We just weren't convinced by the evidence. But not guilty is very different than innocent. So, hey, Nonstop Mom. Yeah, I'm 45, Wilson, man. You just were in my birthday video, man. Come on. I'm old. I'm old. I don't feel old, but I am old. Hey, Nonstop Mom, did I already say hi to you? Okay, I hope so. I don't like to miss people because I'm always glad that you guys are here. So I don't ever want to miss saying hi to anybody. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm doing the Ezra case. Yeah, 45 is kind of young. I mean, it's not as young, right? I mean, 45 isn't like, I'm not ancient, right? I mean, I do remember I've never, actually owned a black and white TV. I mean, all of my TV has always been in color, right? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, 45, it's getting there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I notice I have aches in places I didn't have aches before, right? You just start noticing some things. It is what it is. So I'm getting older. Like, I'm not decrepit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the crypt keeper, you know, but yeah, we are. Hey, truth seeker. Well, I'm waiting for Dr. B for that because you know, that's her deal. Like, we do it together, but I know she wants to present it and she's just been working a whole lot, but I know that uh she saw the new, she got the news and everything. Oh, speaking of news, so guess what? Hey, Rubberhead, how you doing? Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, there will be a hearing on the retesting of the DNA evidence in the West Memphis 3 case. It is, I'm going to screw this up. I feel like the right answer is June 23rd, but I want to just make extra, extra sure because I've been a little bit, all day today. So let me just check. I'm pretty sure it's June 23rd. Which I'm curious about because let me read this real quick. Let's see. Oh my God. Yeah, I know all this stuff. Talk amongst yourselves. You guys want me to put on some of that horrible background music so there isn't that hold on oh yeah, June 23rd. I was right. Okay. So June 23rd. Now this is what there's been some scuttlebutt around, right? Yeah, Max, I saw that. Um Yes, yes, Recliner Detective. That was a big one. So anyway, my point. I'm getting all sidetracked now. Okay, there's been some talk amongst the Facebooks. Okay, that part of the Alford plea offered no more relief for any of the West Memphis 3, meaning there would be meaning that this DNA testing is something that they aren't allowed to ask for, okay? Which and that was in the Alford plea. But I've read that Alford plea, and here's my thinking. I don't ever recall reading that, number 1, because I read it and I know that um whatchamacall I know that I would remember reading that, okay? I know I would, because I remember looking for that specifically. So, because it's in a PDF, and you know what you can do on a PDF? All you gotta do is push, what is it? Control F and type in some keywords, and it'll find it for you all through the whole PDF, right? Okay. But I also read the ruling. Anyway, so there's talk that they're not afforded any more relief. They shouldn't even be able to request this DNA testing. All right, so I was thinking about that. Now, first of all, remember I said I don't recall reading that, and I know I would remember that. Okay, but if that were the case, then why hasn't the petition just been denied on its face? If they are not allowed to request any type of relief or further DNA testing, because what they're really trying to do is start the ball rolling towards perhaps the exoneration, right? Because as you know, um, an Alford plea, they are legally guilty. They pled guilty while maintaining their uh, innocence. Okay. But they're still guilty in the eyes of it is an awful horror. It was horrible. You're absolutely right, Truth Seeker. It's an awful case. But anyway, so they're guilty. All right. So in the state's eyes, right? Um, the case is closed. So the only way for it ever to be reopened would be for Damian, Jason, and Jesse to be completely exonerated. Okay. And DNA testing, I'm not getting my hopes up because well, hey, you know what? That like look, here's the deal. Everybody, I'm not trying to convince anybody that of anything here, right? You've read the evidence, I've read the evidence, we've read the same things. There isn't anything secret out there. All I do on this channel is present what the documentaries didn't present. That's it. And everybody can form their own opinions based on that. I'm not going to tell anybody what to think or what to feel. I'm just reporting the news. So here's the deal, right? Um, that would be the only way for the case to be reopened if there was a full exoneration. Okay. And let's not, the DNA testing. Yeah. I'm interested to see what the first thing I'm interested in seeing is what exactly they want to have tested, what specifically they want tested. And the reason I'm curious about it is because the first thing was a little bit vague. And I didn't understand. I could not get a full grasp on exactly what they intend to test, right? And we do know, and this is just fact, okay, that on they refer to it as the shoelace hole. I think it's actually called an eyelet, but let's not. Bottom line is there was male DNA that doesn't belong to anybody on one of the shoes. I believe it's Christopher Byers. Here's the thing. That DNA could belong to anybody. Is it possible that it is a contamination from the crime lab? Sure. Or even one of the officers? Absolutely. It's all possible. It's also possible that it could not be. I just want to see what it is. That's it. Yeah, I mean, everybody, that's my thing, truth seeker. Like anybody that's studied the case, they've studied it and they've reached their own conclusions. And I don't want to try to, convince anybody of anything. I just like to talk about the stuff that wasn't in the documentaries, right? And then I like to talk about the legal ramifications because that part of it is interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with that case. I'm curious about it, and I'm curious about this DNA testing because even the hair, and I've said it like 11 billion times, everybody will tell you this. The hair that was found is mitochondrial DNA, right? So it's not conclusive. It doesn't, the way DNA normally does, it doesn't actually include a person. It excludes everybody else but the one person, right? But mitochondrial DNA doesn't do that. So it doesn't, it's not exact enough to prove anything, in my opinion, one way or another. So that's why I am curious about this DNA testing. I want to see what they want to have tested, what they intend to have tested, and I want to know what the results are. Um, I mean, but here's the thing about that, Mar, is that I'm sure they like. I'm not going to speak for them. I don't know. I would assume that they would be happy to be free, right? But at the same time, are they really free? I mean, they're felons, so they're not really that free. And there are people, and there are a lot of um, people who still, or who also who think that they're guilty. There are, I mean, I think it's pretty divided. I think pretty well down the middle. I think. I'm sorry. You don't want to see my face right now. I've been sick and I look like butt. No, they're, I mean, you're right, but they're not real. I mean, they're not in prison. You're right. But here's the deal. The only way to get justice, right, is for them to be, they're either going to be exonerated or they're going to be included in this. And if they are included in this, I mean, they don't have anything to lose from the DNA testing. They really don't. They're not going to go back. So, um, it is what it is. I just want to see what the results are, and that's that. That's it. I just want to see where it goes. I, you know, exactly. The only thing is, the only thing about the testing is this. MVAC testing, as I understand it, is, I don't want to, it's not a consumptive test. That's not the right term to use, but it is a destructive test. So the whatever item is being tested using the MVAC can't ever be tested again. So it is what it is. Um that's the deal. So I think that this is how, if it were me, I think the MVAC maybe it's a good shot, but let's try something else first before we destroy the evidence. Now, there's not pieces of DNA. It is a one profile. It is a male profile, and it doesn't match anybody that it was compared to. So, but keeping in mind that it's not like it was run through CODIS, right? Where it's being compared up against anybody excuse me, that's ever submitted a DNA sample, right? So it's relatively a small, compared to CODIS, it was relatively a small group of people that DNA was compared to, right? So, you know, I don't, I just want to see what's going to happen. And that's that, like I'm not, I say, that's what I say. I'm with you nonstop, mom. Let them test it and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Let them test it. And let me say this. Hey, Shmita, I'll say this right now. If that MVAC testing is used, because I think what they're trying to do, I think what they want to do is use it on the shoelaces. All right. Which they are referred to as the binding, right? But we all know what they are. They're shoelaces. If Damien, Jason, and Jesse's, it doesn't even have to be, if their DNA is found, you will see me say, I will completely change my, you know what I'm saying? I will own up. Hey, I was wrong, right? I can't see that happening, but if it does happen, I'll be the first person to admit that I was wrong. I don't have any problem with that. All I ever wanted to know was the truth once and for all. And if this MVAC is a chance at it, then let me see what Heather's asking me. If someone is jailed and death penalty is overturned, then it's changed to reflect that. Why not how evidence? I kind of don't understand your question. Hold on. And the death penalty is changed to reflect that. Oh, I think what you're asking is why don't they change the way the testing of evidence is done? Is that what you're asking? I'm kind of confused by your question, babe. I'm sorry. It's probably a very valid and good question, but for whatever reason, my synapses are not firing in a good way where I can answer your question. And I don't want to guess at what you're asking me and then give you some kind of wrong ass answer. You know what I mean? I mean, if I don't know, I don't know, but I don't want to give you a wrong answer for sure. That would be worse. So, but I just can't figure out if they were never going to be afforded, if this request, right, to have DNA testing done in the first place was already essentially shut down the minute that the Alford pleas were signed, then how has it gotten to the point where there would even be a trial or a hearing, excuse me, not a trial, a hearing to even consider allowing DNA test? Because that's what the hearing is about. So if they're even going to consider the DNA testing, if it's something that wouldn't be afforded under the Alford plea, right? Why would they even bother with having the hearing in the first place? So I guess that's where I'm at with that. And then of course we have the stuff that came out with Gabby Petito's family suing the laundry parents, excuse me. And okay, this is a very complex question, Max. I'm going to answer it like this. There's been some confusion about which shoelaces belong to which shoe. Everybody knows which shoes belong to which boy, but what we're not sure about is which shoelace belonged to which child. So when you watch the documentaries or even when you listen, because the audio of the trial is available, if you listen to that, and I even thought about going over that, but it's really difficult. The laces were used to hog tie them. They were tied right wrist to right ankle, left wrist to left ankle, in front, not behind. So their arms were in front of them. Okay, that's how they were tied. But I don't know. I mean, it's not the most effective if you're trying to. I mean, you certainly couldn't get far like that. But what I'm saying is, you know, I'm not sure why they were tied the way they were. And I don't know. I'm not, but nobody does really, but the person who did it. But at the end of the day, what's unclear is specifically which shoelaces belonged to which shoe. That's been the problem all along, which is why when the back in 2011, when all the evidence came out, they only referred to it as the binding used. It was in a knot, and the binding used to tie victim Michael Moore, because they don't know which shoe lace belonged in which shoe. But everybody knows the right shoes, if that makes sense. So that's how that goes. So then we have the laundry situation going on, and it's a civil suit, which I find to be fascinating, because there's some allegations in there, right? That I'm very, very curious to know how they're going to prove that. I mean, they wouldn't, you would think, right? And I don't think they would do this because they knew it was going to be made public. But wouldn't want to allege something in a civil suit that you weren't be able to prove, during a trial, right? And so some of the things that they allege are that his parents were going to help him try to get out of the country, that they they knew that Gabby was dead very early on. Um, and I'm curious what they have as far as proof of that. Do I think that it's likely that some of these allegations are correct in this lawsuit? Yeah, I do. I do. I do. But at the same time, I was saying this the other night, that I feel like she's like relatively, I think, close, and well, her son is close to my kid's age, but I think she's a little bit older than me. But by most women in our age group, right? We all watch ID, and I know that there's been times when we've been watching an episode of ID and we see a parent covering for a kid, for their child, and we're thinking, I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never do that. Right. But this time, now she's the parent. And this is what I'll say. Morally, what she did, she's going to have to deal with that morally. Right. They're both they're both going to deal with that. And that's on them. Legally, though, there isn't a law in Florida that compels a parent to turn in their child. They cannot obviously obstruct justice, right? They can't do anything to hinder the investigation, hide evidence, destroy evidence, stuff like that, right? But I think so too. But I'm curious about it, Nonstop Mom, because I know that the burden of proof is lower, but it's not nil. It's not nothing. So you can't go into a civil lawsuit and make allegations and have zero proof to back it up. So I'm just curious what they know. That's my thing. Anyway, so that's where that's at right now, is just, we'll see. But there is no, it's sort of like, you don't have to turn your kids in, right? But you can't destroy evidence, like in the, what's that kid? Words are very, and names today are very, it's in Florida too. And his mom, they found out his mom laundered the jeans that he was wearing. Come on, you guys, help me out. What's his name? It just happened. What is his name? Is it, hold on. I have to hit the Googles. Uh, yes, Fucci, Aiden Fucci. Thank you guys. I couldn't do it. What is wrong with me? I remember her name, Tristan Bailey, which is who I Googled, and then you guys are all Fucci, Fucci, Fucci. Okay, Aiden Fucci. Right. So she has, because she messed with evidence, then yeah, that's the problem. So that's that's an issue, right? You can't do that. You don't have to rat your kid out, but you can't be destroying evidence, okay? And destroying evidence meaning washing, blood out of their jeans and stuff like that. You can't do that. So um I mean, they did. Look, they did things that let me say this. What they did, why the things that they did, and this is what makes this case interesting in this way. Nothing they did was illegal. It was all morally wrong. Well, right, coolest reviews. You can, but you shouldn't. That's what I should say. So they didn't do, as far as I know, as it stands right now. Now, it's very possible that through this civil lawsuit, and the Nonstop Mom brought this up, there it will be a deposition. Okay. And it's very possible through the deposition that something that they didn't know before comes out, right? And could lead to criminal charges. But as it stands today on March 12th, 2022, at this point, we don't know of anything that they've done that is illegal, because I feel like if law enforcement did have something that they had done illegal, they would have charged them. You know it, and I know it, and law enforcement knows it. The fact is they didn't have anything at the time. That doesn't mean that they won't through this civil lawsuit. And that's, how that goes. I think that we'll see. It's a super interesting one. Hey, Allie. Allie hasn't been on the island, and I know this because I talk to her all the time, and she wouldn't tell me she was not on the island if she was on the island. So, yeah. So we have that. So that's one that I wanted to talk about. So I talked about Scream, which I wanted to talk about. I talked about the West Memphis 3. I talked about Brian Laundrie. I feel like there was something else. Well, I'd like to see what's in that notebook, Allie, and I'm with Crackling Rose. I want to hear those depositions. Oh, coolest reviews. Yeah, listen, I just thought we'd have like a casual, uh, like chill Saturday night or whatever, and talk about whatever cases come to mind, or whatever you guys want to talk about. Um, I yeah, it is still. Um, but yeah, we're gonna go back to Ezra on Monday. We're gonna listen to Jason Hansen's testimony. I'm gonna put together like a highlight reel of all the forensicing. And after that is going to be Jason Mingles, and it'll be 3 nights of him, because each like section of testimony is like between an hour and a half, somewhere in there. And so to break it up into 3 parts, right? And then there'll still be a little bit more of the prosecution, and then we'll start in on the defense, because that's really what we all want to get to, isn't it? I mean, we already sort of know the way that the I didn't follow that case, recliner detective. I'm sorry. Melissa, man, you want to come up and talk about strawberry shortcake, because we were supposed to talk about that the other night, and we never did. Here, I'll put the link in the chat. All right, hold on. There we go. What's this? Oh, so anyway, I didn't keep up with that one, recliner detective. I had, my brain only has so many folders, okay? And you weren't in here the last time I did one of these, like when we were going to talk Ezra, and then it ended up just being about something else. Oh, I want to, yes, I'll look into that one. Truth Seeker, absolutely. Okay, Heather is asking this question now. She's retyped it, so let me figure this out. All right. If someone is jailed and the death penalty is overturned, their sentence reflects that. Why not how evidence is processed now in light of the law? Okay, I think what you're asking me is, so, well, it's, if you mean that, your question's still a little vague, Heather, because you're saying if someone is jailed and the death penalty is overturned, then their sentence reflects that. But I can interpret that as, all right, if somebody gets the death penalty, but the death penalty is repealed in the state, right? Then they get their sentence commuted to life. But I don't think that's what you're asking. I think what you're saying is if they are freed on an actual innocence claim. Is that what you're asking me about? Okay. So, okay. This one's difficult. This is a lot. Oh, so you're asking about a new case? Like if, say that Damien, Jason, and Jesse were exonerated and the case were to become reopened, and then prosecuted again, prosecuting the new person. No, babe, it's okay. I just want to I want to answer your question, but I want to make sure I understand it before I answer it correctly. So I don't want to, I'm guessing Molson Man is not wanting to come up, or maybe I should probably pin the link instead of being so confused. I'm telling you guys, please be patient with me. Something is wrong with my brain. Now that song's going to be in my head. Insane in the membrane. Insane, got no brain. Sorry. All right. There, I pinned the link. We did hear of the popcorn shooter. I just didn't I sort of was in and out of it because if I don't like get it, if I don't come in from the beginning, it's too hard. All right, thank you, Heather. You can tell I'm struggling. It's not that I don't want to answer it. It's just that I'm not, I don't know, something's wrong with my brain today. Whew. So, yeah. Well, then come up here and we'll just talk about whatever. We don't have anything new on strawberry shortcake. I don't know. Can you? I would be so mad if I were those other jurors, though. Like they sat through the trial. They had to, listen to it, all the evidence. They saw some stuff, like those pictures are bad, right? And then they go back. They do their deliberations. They come back. They find him guilty. They go through the penalty, all that, right? And then all these years later, they're being called back again, and then they're being deposed, like, or they're testifying. It's not even deposing. um so yeah, that's that's I would be livid if I were those jurors. I really would be. I don't know if it's worth, I couldn't stay focused on it because, like I said, I didn't come in from the beginning of it, and I just don't, I don't know. I just It's hard for me to, like I said, if I don't, I'm either interested from the beginning of on a case or I'm not. And I guess this case, yeah, I just can't get right. Like I don't feel bad. Like I don't feel sick. Okay. But I just feel foggy and it's weird. You're not a bad influence. I can't have a shot though because remember I told you guys I'm doing the whole, I'm just going to drink water for Lent. I get one coffee and one 5 hour, and that's that. So that's all I've been. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. So I did weigh myself, and after a week, I lost 2 pounds. So then I thought to myself, huh, if I can lose 2 pounds in a week and do nothing, because let me be clear, I ate like crap. All right. The only thing I did was not eat meat on Fridays. I ate everything else like I wanted to, right? I ate like crap, like I always do. I eat like my parents are out of town for the weekend. I mean, I like fruit and vegetables and I eat stuff like that, but for the most part, I like snacks. So it got me thinking, right? I got a treadmill. What if I can lose 2 pounds just drinking water? What if I waddled my chunky monkey butt up on that treadmill and did like I used to, like an hour of cardio every day. Think how quick the pounds would just fly right off. But then at the same time, I'd have to, if I were doing that, I'd definitely have to like not eat like crap. Like I'm not even gonna, but I'm not gonna be crazy about it. I'm not NK. I know you be listening, girl. Don't call me. I don't want to know about my macros. I don't need Joe Brand to help. Thanks, but no thanks. Oh, that might be what it is, Max. I don't know though, because I haven't stopped having sugar because I have 5 hour, which has sugar in it, and I do have a coffee, which has I put a little sugar in it, and then I put the creamer in it, and I know that shit has sugar. I just broke up with Pepsi and tea, and I was being a super naughty Catholic because I was almost thinking, I wonder if I could skirt around the rule. I wonder if I found a loophole in Lent. I said I would give up Pepsi. What if I drank a Coke? And then I was like, what is wrong with you? Like you cannot just be, you know, making deals and then negotiating and finding loopholes. That is inappropriate, Jen Lou. Come on now. So Yeah, I gotta just but I'm saying for reals, NK, don't call me. I don't need you to calculate my macros. I don't. I don't want your help, ma'am. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I feel like she would sabotage me. I feel like NK would be the type of chick who would come over with those, like from Mean Girls, uh, be giving me like Caltine bars, right? So I would actually gain weight. I feel like she would be a saboteur. Is that the right word? Yeah. I feel like that's how she'd be. She'd just be sabotaging your girl. Yeah, I don't need her brand of help. Yeah, you know what? And I think what it really is, I wasn't a huge Pepsi drinker, maybe like once or twice a week, but I was a sweet tea. I am, a hardcore. Pepsi's easier for me to break up with. The sweet tea, not so much. Man, I'd be loving some sweet tea. Um, yeah, NK would bring onion. Yeah, she would. She'd be bringing onion rings, Twinkies. Exactly, Max. She's rude. She's a saboteur. She'd be like, "Here, take these Caltine bars." And then like telling me to, she'd probably put me on some really dangerous version of the keto diet, where she just had me sitting at the dinner table like eating a bucket of lard or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't need her brand of help. So, yeah, that's what it is. I don't think I'm missing the sugar though, because let me tell. I got a 5 hour right here. Let me read. Oh, hmm. I'm pretty sure this thing has sugar in it. Hold on, let me turn on the. I can't see too good. It's kind of dark in here. Let's see. Has a bunch of niacin in it, which is a fat burner. Bunch of B6, B12, and 2,000 milligrams of energy blend. Taurine. Oof. Oh, I don't see any sugar. Sugar free. There you go. But I know that coffee has sugar. I know it does because I'm the one that does it. So, yeah. Maybe she is Molson, man. Maybe she's just fronting. Who knows? So I was thinking, I've been doing. Oh wait, hold on a second. Yeah, I can't. 64 ounces of. I don't know why. I have a big Yeti. I don't know how much that holds. I just know it has Star Wars on it. My son got it for me for Mother's Day, and it has my name. And I drink like 3 or 4 of those a day of water. Like, I don't care. I have to have a little sugar in my coffee. So there you go. That's how I'm living, trying to make loopholes for Lent. So yeah, I love chocolate too. So I guess I really don't have a whole lot else to talk about, you guys, because we did all the talking. Now you know about how I'm considering getting on the treadmill. Maybe I'll start that on Monday. Maybe that's what I'll do Monday. Maybe it'll help me. Maybe it'll help get rid of this fog in my brain. It'll help me a little bit cuz I feel like I you know what the thing is? I'll say this, Max. And this might be an overshare, but too late. You're all coming with me. It's done. All right. Oh yeah, that's right. The thing is uh ahead. We're moving ahead this weekend. All right. Um the first week I thought that I would be going potty a whole lot more than I was, and I didn't, which tells me that my body was dehydrated. Um, and now, though, I'm all hydrated and my body's like, "Oh, hey." Yeah, coolest reviews, send me an email. It's in my about section. I'd love to see your draw rank. So yeah, not in the no, not back. Forward. Spring forward, fall back. We'll go forward. We lose an hour of sleep tonight. So yeah, I thought I would be and I was a little bit, but then not as much as I am now, which I'm wondering now that I'm all hydrated and if I behave and stop eating like my parents are out of town and actually eat meals and not snack, um, if and then get on the treadmill, I wonder if I'll lose I'm sure I know I'll lose more weight if I actually focused on doing it, you know what I'm saying? My intention was just to start small and give up the drinks and give up the Pepsis. But, yeah, yeah. What is happening with my chat? It's always so what's y'all, is YouTube acting funky for you guys? Because it's acting funky for me. Oh. Pretty much. Pretty much. No, what did I scarf down? Oh. So my husband brought home ice cream. And for whatever reason, different ice creams affect me differently because I'm lactose intolerant, but I can have just natural vanilla. So this is what I did. I did the first time I had it, I put chocolate sauce, because I fancy, right? And ate it like that. And then the second time I was like, oh, let me be healthy. So I cut up strawberries. It was delicious. Delicious. So this week, weather-wise in Florida has been spectacular. Like 86, right? Gorgeous. Sunny, the perfect amount of it wasn't all that muggy. It was perfect. This morning I get up and I do my normal routine. I get up, say hello to all of the animals. Not so much Alice because Alice has taken on this new thing ever since the uh, bedroom has gotten rearranged, right? Where now she stands on the nightstand next to the bed and screams in my face. I call it her war cry. It's really just a meow, but when you're not ready to be up and you have her doing that, right? Because if I'm laying in the bed and she's standing on the nightstand, she's technically a little bit above me, not by much. She's not a big cat, but she takes her authority where she can get it, right? So she's screaming in my face. So I get up, stumble out of bed, I grab a 5 hour. I go have a sit out. I go outside and I'm like, it's blustery poo. It was so freaking windy, right? But it wasn't cold wind. It was hot wind, super muggy. And then at like 9 o'clock, the wind just starts gusting. And you can always tell when it's gusting because all of us have the same, like those big trash cans that wheel out to the street or whatever, and you can hear everybody's lids opening, right? So everybody's lids are opening. And then Mac is sitting on the end of my bed and he makes the weirdest face. His eyes get all big, his ears go back, and it's because the wind it's super windy, but now it's raining and the rain is now hitting the window, which is unacceptable in Mac's world. Scared him. He didn't like it. Not a fan. Mac gave the rain and the thunderstorm 2 thumbs down and he'll not be back. So that's then after all that happened, right? It wasn't very long, like maybe an hour or so like that. It rained and it was really super duper windy, and the palms are all whipping around and a couple of trees lost some branches around the neighborhood. It is what it is, right? Then they turned off the rain in the Floridas But let me tell you what they didn't turn off: the wind. Only this time, the wind was out of the north. Okay. And it's from whatever you people who have winter decided to send our way. And let me just say this: we don't want it. There is zero reason why I should ever get an alert that there is a potential for a freeze warning in Florida. Ridiculous. I was promised no winter. It was in the brochure. Well, let me just say this, Heather, whatever. Where is Shmita? Shmita, take your Canadian airs right back with you. You can come, but you leave your Canadian air way up there. I don't need it. We don't want it down here. I don't like it. I don't want it. Take it back. So it was bad. So now it's like super windy out there, right? It's not all that cold. I'll tell you what the temperature is. It's 56 degrees. Okay. It's the wind that's annoying. It's like it's gusty. So it doesn't like stay at a it's constantly blowing, and then boom, you'll get a gust. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. Yes, yes, Max. I was very worried about our lizard friends, but I will say this. The other day, oh, I just got it. Um, the other day I noticed I'm sort of okay with the not having just one oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. Coolest reviews. I love it. Thank you so much. Um, oh, let me see. Why is it not? Hold on. Hold on. Let me save it to my drive. Okay. So, sorry. Totally got again. I saw some mosquitoes at the end of last week, and I was like, "Oh hell no." So, what'll happen is with this um thing that what will happen with this cold front is, oh my god, I love it. Is that your picture? I got your picture. I love it. But anyway, the picture you drew that you sent me, I just got it. Anyways, I'm a little bit okay with the cold front just because it's gonna get rid of the mosquitoes. No, I'm not. Oh, okay. I won't. What? Why are you living like where are you again, recliner detective? Like what are you in Antarctica? That's like penguin weather. What's happening with you? No. Well, Heather, yeah. Let me say this. Thing about the flippy flops and the rain. This is why flip flops are not safe footwear in the rain. Because if you got to haul ass quick, like let's say for example, you decided, I'm gonna go have a little bit of a cigarette, right? I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. Let me just go ahead and go outside for a second, and you get caught up. Now, listen, my backyard is big, but the porch where I chill out and have my cigarette it's not like it's huge. Okay. It's not like I'm running tennis courts away, between where I hang out to smoke and the back door. But if it's raining and you's wearing chunkless, might as well be a mile because you ain't going nowhere. And they are dangerous. It's not good. It's not good. I try not to get caught up. I try to pay attention. I'm getting better with the rain here in Florida by figuring out like how long I have before I need to start like taking the shit serious and go into the house, right? Because before I used to, I'll say this. Um, Texas rain and Florida rain, not the same. They're not. And so I can always time it out, but you can't time it out in Florida. You got to pay attention to what you're doing and get to the house. Don't it's like a predator situation. Like when they're trying to get to the chopper, that's this situation. If you're wearing flip-flops and it's you don't want to get caught out in the rain in the flip-flops. It's not good. You got to get you got to get ahead of the rain. Hang on just a second. Y'all are about to come outside with me and hear how blustery the wind is. Hang on. All right, so I'm outside. Uh, and it's extra bad for me with the rain because not only are the chunkalas, well, the flip flops, they're not good in the rain, but also I'm freaking made of sugar. And so rain, I will melt. It does. That does happen. It does happen, Max. It does rain in the front yard and then not in the backyard. Yeah, it's honestly though, I would much rather live here than places where I would ever have to type the number 16 as a degrees of weather. Like that's ridiculously cold. I wouldn't, I mean, I could make it. I can make it anywhere. I'm a tough chick, but I wouldn't want to. Like it would never be in my wheelhouse to say something like, I'll tell you what I'll give up for Lent, warmth. Let me go say it in the Canadas with Shemitah, you know? That's not let me see, Heather. Ooh, is this the grocery cart one? Is that who you're talking about? I think so. I think that's yeah, it's been Florida, we've been, we've been standing back and just letting Colorado and Wisconsin have their moment in the sun for crime, but won't be long. Florida always has to. There's no way that -5. That's ridiculous. I couldn't do it. Mm-mm. The only time I really wish it would be cold, the only time it would be appropriate, and I wish it would be cold here, would be like Thanksgiving, because I don't know about you guys, but who wants to turn their oven on to 325 for 80 hours, right? When it's 85 degrees outside. It's that's the only drawback to like Florida being warm all the time is that you're cooking a 10-pound turkey in 85-degree weather and it's not fun. So, yeah, I couldn't. I'll have to look it up, Heather, and see what you're talking about as far as a serial killer. I've seen some things, but I don't know if now there's been some headlines like, oh, I know one I saw the other day. Um, a woman who was missing was found in her septic tank and they had charged a guy for it. So yeah. hmm and there was another guy at a gas station who intentionally, oh Oh, I'm going to have to look at that, Heather. I will definitely. I remember seeing that headline. Let me highlight your thing for the replay people, because I know it irritates me when there's a replay and I can't tell what the person's talking about. Anyway, so I'm gonna definitely look into that. But yeah. Anyway, the guy at the gas station, he intentionally ran over his girlfriend and their 2 kids together. Yeah. I don't know if I couldn't read past that headline. It was enough for me because it's kids, you know how I feel about kids. I can't do it. I can't. But if you guys are interested in missing children cases, I would like to give a shout out to my girl, Leave It to Beaver, because she really does excellent, excellent coverage on those cases. She talks about cases that aren't making, super huge headline news, or if they did, it was a blip for a minute. They aren't getting like constant coverage like some other cases. And she just does a really good job. And she puts her heart into it, and that's really what I appreciate the most about it, is that her coverage has heart. So you guys should definitely check that out. And I don't even know if I have any mods left in the chat, but if I do, if somebody could do me a solid and Leave It to Beaver's link, or I can do it in a minute. Hang on, I gotta call the dog. Sorry, you guys. He didn't want to come in. I called him 3 times and he blatantly ignored me. So obviously he doesn't want to come in right now. He's doing it to the husband will grab him because he doesn't want to come in. Yeah, she's really no Bieber, like the Biebs, like Justin Bieber. Let me get her link for you guys. Give me just 1 second. Yeah, she does a really, really, really good job. Hold on, let me get her link for you guys. What am I doing? Getting a link. So that's really kind of all I had to say, you guys. I'm going to drop her link, and then I think I'm going to call it a night, unless you guys, something else you guys want to talk about, because I'm just kind of all talked out. All right, here. All right. She just does a really good job. I think you guys would like her. I don't even know how to type either. Gosh, Jen. All right. Let me put a space there. That's going to cause an issue, I think. Oh, wait, maybe not. There we go. Okay. All right. So I got it for you guys. Okay. So, I'm glad you guys, I mean, it's up to Molson. You know that you're welcome. If you want to come up, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I kind of don't really, it's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do, it's fine with me. I forgot what I was going to tell you. I forgot. I already forgot. So I'm probably not good company to even be talking to, because I can't even remember what I'm supposed to be saying. Oh, okay. Let me look at this other picture. So, okay. I know what I was going to tell you guys. Was going to tell you guys that tomorrow night I'm going to present a case, but I'm doing it a little bit differently tomorrow night. Okay. Tomorrow night, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to actually take advantage of the StreamYard feature where it lets you upload a pre-recorded video. And so I'm going to do that. And then we're going to talk about it, because I think that this case made me think about a lot of different things. And I don't want to give too much away because I really just want you guys, I just want to present the case to you guys. And then I want you to, I want to see what you guys' thoughts are. So I'm glad you guys all stopped by. Thank you so much. I promise I'm getting better. And I mean, as I was talked more, I feel like I got a little less foggy. So hopefully I should be like 6% less fog than tonight, right? So I'm going to do that tomorrow night. And I kind of intend to have I think you guys are gonna, as soon as you watch the video, my hope, but I really do feel like this is gonna be what happens. It's gonna click with you guys right away. It's gonna resonate with you guys right away. And I feel like we're gonna have a really good discussion afterwards. So what I was thinking is because it's because it's a Sunday night, and now for me it's cool because next week is spring break, so whatever. But at that, everybody has a hard time adjusting after the time shift, especially when it's spring forward. Everybody does. So what I was thinking is I would do go at 8:30, right? And then and maybe I think the video is going to be, I'm going to try to keep it about 25, maybe 30 minutes at the most. And then we'll talk about it. Because I think as soon as you guys are done, once I present it or once you hear it, I really think it's going to resonate with you guys. And I think it's going to click. And I think we're going to have a really great discussion. And on top of that, Molson Man's here. Let me add him to the screen. And hey,
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you feeling better? I mean, you said you are, but
I'm feeling a little less foggy or whatever, but I'm still, I'll be all right.
I felt like shit this week too. I think a lot of people did. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Something around. I've seen it in many different forums. Like everyone's like, yeah, I feel like shit.
Yeah, I just don't feel quite right. And then on top of it, I don't think I mixed this water correctly with the flavor packet, because if I put the straw way down in the water, then it like has more flavor. But then if I don't, I think that's better.
I hate flavored water.
Well, I just needed a little something. And okay. So I told my daughter, I have lemon, right? And I had it cut up, but not, I guess didn't have it all the way cut up. And I said to her, will you make me a glass of ice water? She's like, yeah. And I said, we put some lemon in it. I have it already cut up. Molson, she brings me this cup. It's full, and she did great. She did the right amount of the water to the ice ratio was perfect, because I like to have really cold water. Okay. It was perfect.
Right.
There's like a quarter of a lemon in there. No, like, you know how you can cut a lemon in half, right? And then you cut the half in half, not a wedge, a freaking quarter of a lemon.
Like the end of the thing.
Like a chunk of lemon. There was like a chunk of lemon in there.
I've never liked lemon in my water, and I get pissed off when I go to restaurants and because I always order a water, and they come in when it already has sometimes they'll ask, do you want lemon? I always say no, but then sometimes they don't ask and they bring it. It's right there. I'm like, what? I don't need that. I hate it. I don't know. I just hate it.
Okay, so the reason I was drinking with water is it's a girl thing. Ask your wife; she'll understand.
She does do the same thing.
It helps. It helps, and that's why. So I was like, I'm like, I picked the glass up. I picked my cup up, and it's water, and it's a Yeti. I can see from the top, right? And I'm like, I look down.
Did you find out how many ounces yours was? Because I've got one. I got like one's almost like a big gulp size. I think they come in different sizes. I got a really big one.
This is, I would say, if I were to, this is a big gulp size. What is that?
Don't use it. It's in my dishwasher. It's all clean dishes in my dishwasher. We just grab as we need, and it's still sitting there. I never use it.
You put your Yeti in the dishwasher?
My wife did.
You're not supposed to.
No. We don't use our dishwasher. We literally wash shit.
And then dry it.
Correct.
That's a good idea.
We never run that bitch. We haven't ran that thing in a long years.
What?
Which is her and I. Well, my other son's here. It's just the three of us. We usually use paper products because we're very big on the environment. So we always do that stuff.
Well, here's the deal. Ever s- every place that I've lived, and I've lived 3 places since I've been here in Florida,
Did they
has
do it
not
again?
had a dishwasher.
I have no clue. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me one second.
No, you're fine.
I have no clue who that is. Mary Jane. Save that. I've never heard of her in my lifetime. Now I get a weird text message that was kind of appropriate for a situation I'm going through right now, and I
Uh-huh.
had no idea who it was. So my wife was like doing the cross reference of the phone number, and she brought me the name of who sent this text message. And I have no idea who the hell it was, but this person knows some information about something going on. Nothing super serious. It just
Right.
boggled like who the fuck are you? But anyway, we'll figure it out later.
See, if does she have Facebook? Does your wife have Facebook?
No, we're both anti-social media, except I do the YouTube thing.
See,
And
let me
you know,
say
she
this.
stalks. My sister-in-law has one, and she stalks under her, but she doesn't have her own.
There you go. Tell her to stalk the Facebook.
Jess, yeah, look her up.
That way she can put
I'm
a
sure she
face
probably
with a
already knew to
name.
do that. Yeah.
That's what I would do.
All right.
Now, I also, the girls are in here talking about the cucumber and in the water. So one of my other girlfriends, she was like, Jen, you know how you've been trying to lose weight or whatever? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, and you know how you know that you need to drink more water or whatever? And I'm like, yeah. So she says, this is what you need to do. She gave me this recipe, and it's ginger, cucumber, and mint. And you grate the ginger up.
Ginger root, like you
Grate it up, and it's like a tablespoon or something, or 2 tablespoons for a gallon, and then cucumber, and then you just you take
This is just for drinking.
and you just and you just put it in and you leave it in the refrigerator like that, right? And it gets all cold, and it tastes really, and it's good. It's flavored just right.
Well, I know people infuse fruit. They do strawberries and other things. I think water can stand on its own. I don't think it needs any kind of.
Well,
I'm a water drinker until I turn to beer. You know what I mean? And the only other thing between water and beer for me is orange juice. So like those 3 things, as long as I have those, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not all bougie with water. I can do a Deer Park, or I can do even a Walmart. What are the best? Great Value.
Great Value. Here's
Yeah,
the
there you
deal.
go.
Here's the deal with me and water. Now, I like water all by itself, but there are certain times of the month when I like to have the lemon because it helps with certain things going on. I tried the flavor tonight only because I went to the gas station a couple of nights ago. Okay, and the Pepsi was calling me. I didn't do it. I ignored the call. I bitch block. What is that bitch block where you just completely decline the call? And
Right.
I was like, no, stop. I know this. No, Satin, not today.
All right,
And
there you go.
And I did not partake in the Pepsi, but I realized that I just wanted a little flavor. And so that's what I only had one, and I don't think I'm going to do it again because I'm not really digging it. But I'm going to finish this because I'm not a waster.
No, I used to love Pepsi. That was I stopped drinking soda back in 2016. I loved Pepsi, loved. And then we were somewhere, wherever we were not long ago. And I'm like, this soda sounds really good right now. And they gave me one, and I drank that. Damn, it upset my stomach so bad because it had been so long. Because there's a lot of shit in there, right? But it is, I mean, it does taste good.
Yeah, it does.
It's like 20 minutes later, I'm like, ugh, I guess the carbonation, whatever it was, I don't know.
Well, what I noticed about it is it's interesting about soda because, it's a liquid, right? And you drink it because you're thirsty, but soda is actually dehydrating. And so it's really not good for you. And okay, I'm 45 years old. I'm not my body because genetics, and I'm not really genetics, biology really. Every year after 40, your body starts producing less collagen and stuff like that, right?
In other words, starts to die. Is what you're saying.
Exactly, right. And so I'm drinking the water because I don't mind being 45. All right. What I don't want to do is look 45 or look older than 45. I'm very, 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 very lucky. I have good genes. My Nana has passed down her beautiful skin to me. And skin is a gift. And I never appreciated it when I was younger. But
Well, because like
now,
I said before, youth is wasted on the young. They don't get it.
exactly,
They don't care.
exactly.
My wife always said that youth is wasted on the young. It took me a long time to figure. I'm like, you're right. They don't give a shit.
They don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it.
No,
And
and why should they?
why exactly?
It should go the opposite. We should be born old and then get younger.
Right. We should Benjamin Button the life. That's how it
Yeah.
should be.
Absolutely.
So
if only we rule the world, right?
Right. Exactly. Someday I'm going to take over. Y'all just
I
watch.
am going to. Me and my cats, we got this shit.
I think I was telling my husband earlier today. I said, you know what we should do? And he's like, I have no idea. What should we do? And I said, we should get a kitten so the kitten can fuck with Mac and Alice because they're always fucking with me. And then he says to me, he's like, no more animals. And I was like, no, not now. Like, you know, when they're in, he's like, no more animals. And I was like, okay, he says that all the time. Now
I have to agree with him though. Once the little family I have disappears, I don't think we're going to replace them. Do you know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
Because we're so old right now. I'll be 45 this year. There's no way I can care for anything.
I mean, you only have like what, maybe 6 months left. You're 45. I mean, it's all downhill from here.
Longer than not to October. Not to October. I got a long ways to go at 44.
Here's my thing. I don't think I will ever not have an animal in my life. At least one.
Yeah, I believe.
Right now. Let me say this: Nestor is going to be 12 this year.
Nestor's the dog, right?
Yes, Nestor's the dog. He's 12, and that's long for a lab. They typically are between 10 and 11. Sometimes you get at 13, but I'm lucky with him because we moved to Florida. We've been here for 4 years now, so he was getting to the senior age, right? And where he would start getting stiff and stuff if it had been cold, if we'd have been in Texas. But since we've been here, and it doesn't get cold or stay cold like that, bone chilling cold, he doesn't have the achy joints. He gets a little stiff every once in a while. I mean, he's 12.
He's old. He's older.
He's getting older. He's getting older. I don't know that I have the energy for another dog. I don't know that I do. This is how I say. I never say never. I leave myself open to the possibilities. I truly do believe that whatever will be, and there is no way that I could not have an animal in my life. And I feel like this. For the most part, I'm like 87% a good person. I'm not perfect, right? Nobody is, but I'm close, I might be 90% a good person. Right. Okay.
94,
90. About 90. I fluctuate because, I got that slick mouth and that sharp tongue. So that's where some of the points get deducted in the congeniality department, right? Not the swimsuit.
The swimsuit, you got the NK bikini that would get you right back off there.
I'm a little too old for a bikini. Can I wear one? Sure. Should I? Probably not. But
the NK one will get you in. The NK one will do it.
I am not getting a brown bikini. I just don't. It's that color. I like brown, but that specific color is just weird. All right. So this is how I feel about it. I'm like 90% a good person, right? But I feel like the animals, I have a unique bond with animals. I've been able to take animals that have had it rough. Not Nestor. Nestor is the last dog that I ever bought with a,
So you have rescues is what you're saying?
Yes. Everybody else is a rescue. Mac is a rescue. Alice is a rescue. Monty was a rescue. And I have I feel like that fixing them, showing them that I know the humans that you had before were dicks, right? But not all humans are like that. And I will never be that human to you. And to see them come around from that is selfish. It's selfish of me. It makes me very, very happy to see it. But I also think.
Why do you think that's selfish?
Because I'm not doing it purely for them. I get joy out of seeing them happy.
No, you've created a bond with them, and they realize it. So that's why they're affectionate towards you. So it's not selfish at all. They found the love that they were seeking, right?
I just love them. I just think that they deserve that. So whatever, if what I always leave myself open. If there is an animal that is in need and I can take care of the animal, then I will take care of the animal. And that's how I've always been. And so I don't have like, my husband likes to say never. He says never a lot or whatever. And that he never
Yeah,
means it. He never means it.
I mean, if you bring an animal in, he's not going to kick it out,
Well, let me say this.
right?
He's
I mean,
been saying, no, he never would. But let me say
right, of
this.
course.
He's been saying no more animals. Let me tell you who brought Mac and Alice into the home. Not I. I get,
Yeah.
it is what it is. They make me laugh. All of them. They all do 2 or 3 things every single day. That's just so ridiculous that it just makes me laugh. They bring me so much joy.
Well, Ali 79 said earlier, like humans are pets or animals are cooler than humans, and I agree. I've always related better with a animal than I would a human. I'd much rather hang out with an animal, to be quite honest.
Me too.
It's just it's just there's something about it.
Me too. And the thing is that I don't think that if there was a puppy that was in need, would I help? Of course I would. I would never turn away an animal. I remember when we lived in Pinellas Park, not next door to us, directly next door, but the next door to them. So like 2 houses over, there was this beautiful white pit bull, and she was gorgeous.
She had blue eyes. She had those
yes,
they're beautiful, aren't they?
And
my buddy has one. I know exactly. Yeah.
I would be out front. Sometimes I'd be having a cigarette or just doing whatever I was doing out front. And they had her on one of those retractable leashes, bless her little heart. And she would see me up on that porch, and this dog would damn near choke herself out trying to get to me. And I just loved her so much, and I enjoyed her coming and visiting, and she was just the sweetest little thing. She was.
Why she did that, right? Because she felt a bond.
She knew. She was like, "Listen, could you get me out of my
a fucking leash here? Come on."
They weren't. They I don't know. They left her out. This is the thing.
I hate that. Did you say they let her outside? Left her
outside a lot. Yeah, and she would cry, and it would break my heart. And Nestor would be in the backyard, and Nestor has, like all dogs do, and if you pay attention, you'll see it. They have a different bark for different situations, and when he would hear her,
you can tell the distress bark versus the just like, hey, what's up bark.
His bark was like,
you're right.
His bark was like, look, Mom, I'll be the lookout. Just go get her. Just go get her. She's already broken through the fence like 2 or 3 times. Just keep her and don't say nothing. And I was like, no, I can't do that, because this is the first. I said, Nestor, this is the first house they're going to come check. This is where she goes every time. I can't do that. But
yeah, but if they're not giving her the come on now.
It broke my heart. But I'll say this: my grandchildren are all in Texas, so I don't know what the future holds for them. Maybe they'll move out here, maybe they won't. And a puppy would make it very difficult for me to see them. But I will say this: I'll never close the door on another animal. Like I feel that they're put in your life at the time that they're put in your life, and that's, you just work around.
Well, I got that 4th cat that just showed up here one day. That's why I have 4. I had 3. The 4th one just showed up here, and it's been hanging out ever since. He goes in and out, but he always comes back. And
there's this.
And he's the one with the Facebook page I was telling you about, the neighborhood Facebook page.
He's stinking adorable. I wanted to tell you guys before I forget that when I do the case tomorrow night, I'm working on getting Dr. B up here. Hopefully she will do that.
You didn't say what case it was, though, right? You're keeping it.
I'm not going to. Okay, you guys are just going to have to show up.
There you go.
So, yeah, I just, I don't know. I love my animals, and I can't imagine not having them. They just make me happy. And I know I make them happy too. I know I get on their freaking nerves. I know there's been times when Alice, all 3 of them really, have been looking at me and then looking at each other like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Why is she like this?
I got one that wakes me up in the morning. Literally, the new one, Manson. He'll come in and just be next to the bed, and he'll like, he's got this really like sissy kind of like whatever. Even though he's a boy cat, but that doesn't matter. But it just wakes me up. So tonight he was actually laying in my bed. And I actually lay down next to him. I made the same fucking sounds. Like here, the two can play this game.
Well,
I guess what he did, he just did like one of these numbers and just like went back and then back.
Yeah, like they don't care. They don't care. I say the same thing too, Allie. I would do the same thing. If I won the lottery,
that would too.
You know, animals and kids are the things that I would help. But I know that they get tired of my shit. I get tired of my shit. I was watching TikTok the other day, and I always watch it with my earbuds in, and I'm the type of person, and you guys should all know this in case there's ever a meet and greet, right? I'm the type of person, if I know the words to a song, I don't give a rat's fat kneecap where I'm at or how appropriate it is or isn't.
You start singing?
I sing along, right? So I've got the earbuds in, and I'm singing along, but obviously I'm louder than I think I am, and not intending to be that loud, right, but I'm loud. And both Mac and Alice gave me the most effed up look I've ever seen in my life. Like, bitch, what is wrong with you? Why do you, what is wrong with you?
You're not Adele. You sit down.
You sit here and you're quiet, and then all of a sudden you bust out with
yeah,
random ass. It's mainly rap lyrics. That I will bust out, and they really, that's the ones they hate the most.
And they lay around and chill all day long. So when you act a fool, they're all like, what?
Yeah. Like, yeah, they're like
awakened violently by your outburst.
Right. And then the thing they really hate for me to do, they watch me. This is what's funny, because Nestor doesn't care about the vacuum. He doesn't give a shit about it. Mac and Alice they're not like
scared. Or the Vacuum, as they call it. Vacuum.
Yeah, they're not scared of it. It's fucking annoying to them is what it is, right?
Mine run every which way though. Mine are like cockroaches when the lights come on. They just run every which way as soon as that shit
they run and get on my bed, okay?
Yeah, they jump up. You're right. Mine either couch, bed, wherever it may be. Yeah.
Now Mac had been hanging out with my daughter, okay, but she has one of those lights that has you can control it with your phone. You can control the color of it, and it's currently magenta. And Max said he's not down with magenta. He's not going to be laying in no fucking magenta room. It is not harm.
It's not masculine at all.
It's not even that it's not masculine. It's just not a calming color for him.
It's not his thing. Yeah.
It's overstimulating, and he would prefer a green or a blue hue because those are calmer. So it is what it is. It's like he's in here with me now.
Isn't it cool though that like we do recognize like what our animals like or don't like? Like there's certain things that we like. There's a certain blanket like one of my cats likes, so my wife will purposely put it in the air. Like she'll wash it, of course, and then put it back because she knows he'll go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they have their idiosyncrasies or whatever
they do. It is. Their quirks, their needs.
We recognize, and we work for them. We do work
for them. And okay, dogs have people, cats have staff, and that's 100% true.
I agree with that.
They will watch me because I always have my phone, like, and most of the time I have my earbuds in, right? But I know that because I never listen. Well, like YouTube, if I'm listening to YouTube, I'll listen to it quietly, right? But if I'm listening to music, then it's all the way up at the highest level.
Then you break out into a
right well, to the point where the volume is up and it gives you the warning. It's damaging to your ears. Fuck that. I just dismiss that.
You only live one fucking time. I'm already 45. I mean, come on, I'm almost at death's door.
Right. I mostly hear what people are saying. I'm good. Right. So they watch for that. And when they notice that the music has come on, then they know. Oh,
and the ears raise a little bit, like they're concerned. That
this bitch about to clean. Spread out. Spread out.
To do the Tootsie Roll. Get ready.
They all like to. This is what Alice likes to do. Alice likes to run and go.
How old is Alice, by the way? I've seen her picture.
She's 3. Both her and Mac are 3.
She seems bigger though. I would assume you would have said she was 8. I would assume she was 8. Anyway, go on.
No. Wait. I'm lying. I think she's going to be 4 this year. I have to go look at her.
Okay. She's still young.
She's still young. So what she likes to do is get on top of the dryer where cat food is located, because I have to feed them separately because Mac eats his feelings and doesn't leave any feelings for Alice to eat. So I have to separate their food. And she will intentionally take her hand, and it is her hand at this point.
Move the plate.
No, she scoops the fucking food out and then knocks it around.
Oh, that's weird. They usually don't like to get messy.
It's only on cleaning days. And then I tell her every time, like, look here, bitch. I have enough to clean. You don't have to make work for me. All right. You don't have to find things to occupy my time. I'm good. Right. But she does it. She just does little things. Like right now, she's got my favorite. She loves, my favorite sweater, and it's her favorite sweater. It's from Old Navy. It's just one of those that goes, over here, whatever. It doesn't zip or button or anything. Yeah. And she's sleeping on it. So now if I wanted to go and have a cigarette, which I kind of do, I actually cannot, because Alice is sleeping on I have to find something else to cover. Yeah. I got to get a hoodie or something.
I go to Costco at least once a week, probably twice, to get a chicken, because that's what they eat. I cut the goddamn chicken up like a servant and put it in a Ziploc bag, and then they come to the kitchen whenever I know when they need it, and I shred it up. Well, it's already shredded, but it's weird. I'm like I've never even treated my kids that good.
Well, Mac won't eat people food, and I don't know why that is. Alice, on the other hand, you can't leave. I made salad last night for dinner because can't have meat.
Oh, Heather does. Okay, I'm not the only one. Good, Heather. I'm sorry. Thank God.
Alice eats everything. So I reached over to get a drink, and I'm not paying attention to my plate, and here she comes with her mitts, and trying to take a swipe at my salad. And I'm like, you're not going to eat this. It doesn't have any chicken in it, right? She showed me she ate part of a cucumber, not a tomato. She drew the line at the tomato, but she did eat part of a cucumber. And I
have a cat that eats cucumbers. It's weird you said that. Yeah, and he'll eat cucumbers. Because that's often a snack. I'll shave all the skin off, slice it up, put a little bit of salt on it, and eat it. And he'll just come up and look at me, and I'll break it up. And sure enough, he eats it. He does eat it. Which is mostly just water, right? Cucumber, just water.
Yeah, I mean, Nestor loves cucumber. Oh crap, I'm all tangled up in this. Hold on a second. Yeah, Nestor loves cucumber. Alice eats cucumber. Mac will only eat cat food. He doesn't. He will eat wet cat food. That's his treat. Well, he likes it dry, but twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, I'll give them wet food, because I didn't know this about cats. My sister's the one that told me about this. But cats, no matter how much water you keep out for them, or how conscious you are about keeping their water clean, because they won't drink it if it's dirty because it has that slime in it or whatever from there. No, but they're not big on drinking water, and cats will actually become dehydrated, and that's why they end up having like urinary tract issues and kidney issues, because they don't get enough water. And that's why you're supposed to give them at least once or twice a week. You're supposed to give them the wet food so that they can get that hydration, but you don't want to do it more than that, because they need the crunch to clean their teeth.
I've learned a lot. I believe that's your cat, 18 years old. That's impressive. 18-year-old cat. Now I have a cat out of the 4 that I have. I only really own 3, but the 4th one came in. There's one that's kind of bullied. So when he goes over, he's just super sensitive about it. No one really fucks with him. He's just super sensitive. But he'll gorge himself, and then the next thing you know, he's vomiting up because he's just trying to make it all last. I don't know, and it pisses me off. And he always goes, because my living room's carpeted, whereas my dining room and kitchen are not. And I'm like, he always walks that line into that. I'm like, why the fuck are you doing it on the carpet?
Yeah, I don't have any carpet in my house. It's all tile or wood floor. Okay, and I have a rug. I have an area rug in the living room. And I swear to God, they will find the corner of the living room rug to barf on. Although I did bust Alice Friday. We have a speaker bar on the entertainment center, and she puked on that, and it made me so mad. Right up next to it, I was like, Alice,
I don't blame you.
What are you doing? Yeah. What's wrong with you? Why you got to fuck up the electronics? But yes, my cats have hands. And yes, Shamita, where is that time? Oh my God. We made hamburgers. Okay. And it wasn't even like, it's not like it was the next day or anything. It was like, we were eating still. And I came into the kitchen to put my plate away and then to go have a cigarette. And then I was going to do the dishes, right? So I go outside, I go have my cigarette. And I come back in and I go into the living room to, I went through the living room into the bedroom to get another dish or something. I must have had to get something out of there. And here's Alice in front of the TV because there's space between the entertainment center and where the area rug is and then the coffee table. So she's on the space on the floor. She's on the wood floor, not on the area rug, eating a whole ass hamburger patty, watching TV like she pays rent.
Right. That's the truth.
Like she pays rent. And I have to let her outside because she now, if it's an emergency, like if it's raining, she will use the litter box. She's never peed anywhere but either outside or in the litter box. But she doesn't like to use the litter box anymore because Mac takes toddler size shits. I've never seen a cat shit so big in my entire freaking life. Like the level of disrespect in that litter box is very high. It's too high. Like he shits like he pays rent, like he's putting it on these bills. You know, no shame about it. He's like, just clean it. Nobody wants to hear your lip, Mom. Just clean it.
It's funny the rent thing, because I'll wake up for work in the morning. I'll have one between my legs, and you imagine if you're sleeping there all night, and your legs are like kind of like a gape or whatever. You get up, you're like, shit, that hurts. We're old now, and so I'll literally pick my leg up to slide it around, get out of bed. I look, I'm like, I'm going to work. You have a good day yourself. You know what I mean? Like you ain't doing shit all day. You're laying in bed.
Right.
You got the life.
How about when you walk? How about when they don't give a rat's fat kneecap if they disturb your slumber? That's just too bad. So sad for you.
Manson was like, he always wakes me up every morning, like on the weekends, because that's the days I can sleep. And I'm like, leave me the fuck alone.
Right. But
because he either wants to go outside or he wants a snack or something. I'm like, it must be nice.
They look at you like, how dare you? Like, what is it? Who does that? Snape? Can't remember. He does it really. I think it's a British accent. I just can't remember exactly who it is. But it's one of the Harry Potter movies. I think it is Snape. How dare you? And that's how they look at you. Like
when they're ready, you better be ready.
Like you're trash is what they look at you like.
Again,
like how could you wake up?
That's what makes no sense.
How dare you how dare you wake me up? How dare you disturb my slumber?
And animals should rule the world because they were the first ones here. I agree with that. They should rule the world. But cats, they do have a little arrogance about them where they think, no, never mind every other animal, just us. We rule it.
They say that cats are the original Sith Lords. I might have just made that up myself.
No, you didn't make that up. I've heard that.
Yes, I think they might have been the original Sith Lords. I used to have a Himalayan, it's a Persian and a Siamese together. They have the flat faces.
Cat?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Her name was Mrs. Nesbit. You know why I named her that? Okay. Have you ever seen Toy Story?
I have, yeah.
Okay. So you know that part in Toy Story where Buzz Lightyear is in the other bedroom? He's there, it sits, right? And the sister has him. And he's dressed up and he's at a tea party. And Woody goes in there and he's like, come on, Buzz, we got to go. And Buzz is like lit on the tea and he talks all drunk. And he's all, my name is Mrs. Nesbit. I named her that because Mrs. Nesbit had no sense of balance. Like this cat would just fall over.
Is this the original Toy Story you're talking about?
Yeah, the original one.
I guess I missed. I know 2 and 3, but I'm drawing a blank here. But go on. I don't know Mrs. Nesbit. I guess she didn't make it to the sequels.
Well, it was Buzz dressed up. He was at it.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
They're at Sid's house, and he's in the sister's room. Buzz is in the sister's room, and he's got the little hat on and the apron, and he's drinking. He's having a tea party, and Woody comes in, and he's like, "Buzz, we got to go." But he's drunk, and he leans over and he goes, "My name is Mrs. Nesbit," and I'll never forget. I was okay. So she was a rescue. I went to my youngest daughter's field day at the elementary. Could walk, right? And so my girlfriend both of our daughters were best friends and they were in the same grade. So I drove my car over to her house and then we walked across the street to the field day. And when we were coming home to get my car to her at her house or whatever, she was on the sidewalk and she was beautiful and she was declawed. And I was like, oh my God, you're never going to get out of here.
You grab her.
So I grabbed her up and I brought her home. And I had to put the cat food up on the bathroom counter. I had one of those really long ones. And in the middle, I had their cat food because my mom's dogs would come over and eat the cat food and get sick. So I had it up high. So I put her on the counter to show her where the cat, where the food and the water were and where the litter box was. And she was laying on the counter of the bathroom and she just fell off of it. And that's right then, as soon as she did that, because it's like she never had real good balance. She was always kind of tripping and she kind of looked and acted drunk. And plus she's fancy, right? So because the Himalayan, they're fancy and they had that resting bitch face all the time. So that's how I came up with Mrs. Nesbitt. And when I would tell people what her name was, everybody would be like, of course, you would remember some obscure moment. It's like a 2-second clip out of a whole 2-hour movie and remember that and name the cat Mrs. Nesbitt. Mrs. Nesbitt. Yeah. So that was her name. But my husband used to call her. People would ask how old she was and he'd be like, I don't know. I think she was the Pharaoh's cat. I think
she's that old.
She's that old. Yeah.
Hey, I'm switching gears real quick, and I want to know if you know about this because I just learned this tonight. So tonight, my wife and I were going to go out. We found this new restaurant bar thing that we kind of like, and we walked in there.
Okay.
I'm leading to where I'm getting at. I'm setting the stage out. We walk in there, and there's like, strategically every other seat around that bar was taken by somebody. So we're just standing there. I'm like, there's nowhere to fucking sit. What are you going to do? And rather than ask, if I'm sitting in the bar and someone walks in my position, I'll say, hey, we'll scoot down so no one there had that courtesy of us. I'm like, fuck it. Like, let's just get out of here. Let's go home. So we went home and so I started, this was like 7:00. And usually I'm never sitting on the couch at 7:00 looking at anything to look at on television. However, the case with the girl that texted her boyfriend to kill himself?
Yes.
Okay, so that Hulu has a movie about that that I thought I saw the previews for it. And I'm like, oh fuck! I'm like, I cannot wait because she was upstairs doing whatever. I'm like, but she comes downstairs. We're watching this goddamn movie. It doesn't come out to the end of the month. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, see, Hulu.
March 29th is when it comes out.
Yeah, this one I'm tired of Hulu because Hulu does stuff like that. Hulu will show you, something that's coming. But they'll make it look like you can watch it, and it's very.
I was led to believe it was available. That's why I yelled upstairs, like, remember the case with the girl? Like, I'm like, we got it downstairs as soon as you're done. And then when I hit it, I'm like, fuck. Like, they did a good job casting whoever did. She looks just like her. What's her name? Michelle something.
Oh, I
you know the case, right?
Yes, I do know the case, and I just can't think of her name right now.
Michelle,
yes,
I know it's Michelle.
Yeah, it's Michelle something. Yes, Harry Potter. Filch's cat was Mrs. Norris. That's correct. You are correct. I've learned a lot.
I have zero knowledge of Harry Potter.
I can't even believe that.
Zero.
Michelle Carter, Amelia.
There you go, Michelle Carter. But I'm looking. It looks good. It looks like we have.
I kind of low key want to see the Tiger King one because of the who's playing Carol Baskin because she's on Saturday Night Live and she's hilarious.
And do you know I never, even though I say hey cool cats, I've never seen it. My wife watched it. That's how I know of it.
It's so. Let me just say this: it's so ridiculous. You have to watch it, and what you really have to. All I'm going to say is, and you'll know it when you see it, is jet ski. I'm going to leave it there, but you have to watch it because the jet ski, you will die. You will absolutely die laughing. I have rewound and watched that so many times because it's so hilarious, but you have to freaking watch it. You guys have to watch it. It's ridiculously good. It is. It's ridiculously good.
I bet you I don't ever watch it, though. I'll be honest with you.
Molson Man. Come on.
I don't think I'm going to.
If I didn't think they'd cut the stream, I'd show it to you. I play it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I hear it was good.
It is good. It's so ridiculous. You have to watch it. And I will say this too. The story, like the characters and everything, and the story are ridiculous, but there's also an element of there is some true crime in there and how it all came to be.
Oh, Chick's here.
Hey, Chick. How it came to be, why Joe is where he is, and all the players in it. That part is actually.
Well, isn't Joe the one that's missing?
No, that's Don.
I know nothing about this.
Don Lewis. That's Carol Baskin's husband. Hey, all you good cats and kittens. Carol Baskin.
Is Joe the blonde-headed guy?
Yeah, Joe's the tiger. Joe Exotic is the Tiger King.
Okay. I don't know how it all factors in. I imagine it's good. I don't know.
Oh, Heather, it's even if you don't need cable for this. It's on Peacock. We're gonna cut cable too because we got our bill. It's like $249.
Cable's expensive as shit.
$249 for shit. I don't even watch it.
We cut cable a while back. Now we just have Hulu, Hulu Live, and all the other stuff, and it's only $70 a month. Yeah, it was almost $300 a month with Verizon or whatever it was we had here. I'm like, nah, because we don't watch much TV. We watch the ID channel. I watch Survivor, Amazing Race,
yeah,
like
but
shit.
If you get Paramount Plus, you can get Survivor too. And
I get a Hulu.
But if you get Paramount Plus, and because you're a Big Brother watcher, and I think they do the live feeds. I know.
I don't know. Yeah. I typically never watch live feeds anyway because anytime I've ever watched them, it's always so fucking boring. So
okay. I love you guys, and I know Mo is listening. Mo, you know that I love you. I don't get the appeal of the live feeds. I like the show, sort of.
Yeah, because it's condensed or whatever.
Yeah, I can't do the live feeds because
if you're lucky, you will find something good. I never personally have, but my sister-in-law tell me the next day, like, oh, you should have looked. I wish you were watching because they all hell broke loose or whatever. I'm like, nah. But
yeah,
it's always that making a sandwich or just bullshit about something.
Yeah, they'll recap it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, so we're gonna cut cable because it's ridiculous. But honestly, I have Netflix, I have Hulu, because I share. I have Paramount. I
share too. I do share because my Netflix belongs to my parents, and I just bite off of them.
Now, one thing I will say that I'm a little bummed about, that I don't want to keep cable for it, but I don't also want to purchase it separately, is HBO Max. See, I like HBO Max because HBO Max keeps all of their HBO's documentaries on it, and HBO makes some really good documentaries.
They do.
And they make some really good documentaries. And so
how much is that? How much is HBO Max?
I don't know. It comes with my cable. So I don't know how much it would be to be separate, but I can't imagine that even if I started paying for HBO Max and renewed, because I canceled my Peacock because I hardly ever watched it because I only got it for Halloween.
Yeah, the month of October always has the best shit, right?
Well, no, I got it for the Halloween.
The Halloween movie. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was it? Kills?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Halloween Kills. I got it for that. Yeah. I got it for that.
So, I've learned a lot. What do you got? I was on a panel last night. And I was asking, like, what's everybody pay for gas where you live? Where I live, it's like $4.50 a gallon.
Here where I am in Florida, it's almost $4.
Oh, you're not quite at 4 yet.
You
know, so today's Saturday. On Thursday it was like 360. I'm sorry, Wednesday it was 360. Now today it's over 4. I mean, it went up that quickly.
It's ridiculous.
There was someone last night. Now, granted, this guy's from Canada, but he said it's $9 a gallon.
Yeah,
there.
That's ridiculous. Here's the thing.
It is.
I've been lucky. So even Texas and Florida are.
Oh my God, Heather, with that, whatever, almost $6 there.
That's ridiculous. I'd be walking.
Yeah, I'd be walking too.
for
I'd have to
whatever,
walk.
yeah, for whatever reason, Texas and Florida have similar economics, but so like there's been lots of times when gas has gone crazy, and but I've
We're
been
10 in North Alabama. That's not far. I mean, that's far
yeah,
for me, but not far in
but
price
see,
wise. I'm sorry.
we're close to the Gulf. That's why.
Exactly. Oh, that's
So
true. That's a good point.
being
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Texas or whatever, look, Shmita,
I know. Come on now. Don't be like that.
first of all, no, because hers are ridiculous.
No, they are. That's where the guy was. That was Dave G. That's who it
Yeah.
was. Dave
Let
G's
me
like it's almost
look,
$9.
look, Shmita, I will, if you come and get this crazy ass cold Canadian air, I will give you some gas. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I'm done with this stupid, ridiculous Canadian air.
It was so cold here today. It was freezing here today.
I can't.
Freezing.
But I live in a place where it's not intended to be cold.
Exactly.
Right? Like I moved to Florida with the
On
knowledge in my
purpose to get
brain.
away from those kind of
Correct.
right.
Correct. I mean, that was one of the biggest. I wasn't all that jazzed initially when we first moved to Florida because I just wasn't. Because I didn't. I thought. Hold on, give me just 1 second.
Oh my God, $8 come summer. I guess summer's the busy travel season. I can't see many people traveling then if it's going to be that. And I do believe you're right. I do believe it keeps going up every day. It's craziness.
Yeah. Okay. So at first, I wasn't all that excited to move to Florida, to this part of Florida. Okay. Because it's on the Gulf side. And I equated Florida Gulf with Texas Gulf, and they're not the same. They are, it's amazing to me how freaking different they are. I never thought that I would ever say that there was a Gulf Coast beach that was beautiful. But let me say this.
Oh, no, I just with that.
I didn't know what it looked like. See, I'll tell you why. So when I told you guys, I grew up for the first 10 years of my life in Arizona, and I had family in California.
Where in Arizona? I mean, can you say if you
Yeah,
don't mind?
Tucson. I grew up in Tucson.
Okay, so my brother was stationed in Fort Huachuca, or did I say that right?
I think so. I don't know.
It's south of Tucson, and we went down to Nogales and all that. It was like I love that part of. We
Oh,
flew
my
into.
dad's from Nogales.
Oh, no kidding!
Uh-huh.
I love Nogales. It was so cool. I love
the United States side because there's two.
No, of course.
Yeah. But his family is from both sides.
Okay, gotcha.
So
all right, I'm sorry. Go on. You just said
okay.
Arizona excites me because I enjoy being
there. Yeah, Arizona is gorgeous. I love it there. All right, so in the summertime though, we would go and spend some summers with my aunt, and she lived in La Jolla, California, and they have some beautiful beaches there. That's the Pacific. That's the beach I knew. And then there were times when we would go down to Mexico, but it would be on the Pacific side, right? Beautiful. Like,
is that the Baja?
We would go to Puerto Peñasco. It's kind of like a little tiny place, but anyway, that's where we would go. And that's the ocean. That's what I knew as ocean. So when we lived in Texas, we're about, I was like 13 years old. And my mom and dad are like, we're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to, and we were all excited. We went to Port Aransas, which is Galveston area.
So is it Corpus Christi area?
Yeah, Corpus, Galveston, right around there. So we go. My parents rented this little house on the a little house on the beach, and I guess it'd be like an Airbnb now, right? And so we get all unpacked and all this, and we're super excited to go to the beach, right? So we get our bathing suits on and run down to the beach. First of all, the water is brown and it's hot. Okay. That's the Gulf, right? That's the Gulf of Texas. I didn't realize. So that's what I thought it would be like when we got here, when we got to Florida. But then
real quick, Tony, we have the same stickers here in DC, which makes sense. But yeah, okay.
Oh,
on the gas pumps, it's a picture of Biden pointing up. Like, I get that. I'm sure they're probably nationwide because they're all over the place here. But go on.
Oh wow. So yeah. So then when we got here, and my sister-in-law was like, we're going to go to the beach, right? Well, we got here in December. but it was still gorgeous. So gorgeous.
You said December? Christmas month?
December. Yeah,
Okay.
we moved like on this, like in the middle of December, right before Christmas. So she's like, I'm taking you to the beach. And I'm like, okay. She's like, I'm going to show you, Jen. Cause I was like, I don't want to, you know, I thought it was going to be like Texas. She's like, no, I got to show you. So we go to Clearwater Beach because that's where she lived is Clearwater. So we went to Clearwater Beach and it's beautiful. They have sugar sand beaches. The water is blue. It's gorgeous. And I feel awful for snubbing the Gulf Coast, Florida, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's what I thought it was going to be, but it's not. It's beautiful.
And it's calm, right? Isn't it calmer than the east side? I mean, the East Coast side?
Yeah, because I've been to both. I've been to both. I've been to Daytona, and then I've been.
Daytona sucks. I don't like Daytona.
I went to Ormond Beach. I just, Daytona. Everybody's familiar with Daytona, but Ormond Beach is where I was at. But anyway, they're right there together. But so I've been on both sides. I've been on the East and the Gulf Coast. I love the Gulf Coast. And I will say this. The thing about the Gulf Coast of Florida, like this area, part of it, they try really hard to keep it like a small, cool, chill beach town.
Okay.
Clearwater, even with the Scientologists trying to move in and all that stuff, they keep them on the other side of the causeway. So they're not on the beach. And
they got a massive shrine there in Clearwater, don't they?
Yeah, it's the Fort Harrison Hotel.
Yes. I remember because my wife watched the Leah Remini, whatever that was.
Let me say this. You should, if you ever get to Florida and you ever get to this part of Florida, because I watched it before I got to Florida, right? And they showed the Fort Harrison Hotel. And then I've seen it in person. And let me tell you guys this. What they show on TV does not do this place.
Doesn't represent it?
No. It doesn't. You can't. It is a city block.
Well, it's on TV, Jen. It's impressive for me who's not seen it. So I can only imagine.
If you see it in person, I mean, and this is the other thing that they don't really show. Across the street from the Fort Harrison Hotel is all these office buildings. All right. And they look like they would be something, but they're not. They're vacant, except for like one or two of them. And that's where they stand outside or, have advertised life evaluation test or personality, something to that effect. They change it up, right? And
they don't utilize these buildings. They're there,
but they're completely because they're a religion. So they have to. They don't get taxed anymore, right? They were facing a huge debt when they finally won their battle with the IRS, but they used some of that money to buy up real estate. When L. Ron Hubbard, when he decided to come to Clearwater, it was at the time when he was like in international waters because he was avoiding the tax man, right?
Okay.
So that's where he was, but he had a heart condition. So wherever he was going to set up, it needed to be, the climate had to be somewhat consistent. And that is where this part of Florida.
That's why Clearwater was he selected that. Okay.
Right. So their initial plan, what they wanted to do was they wanted to have an entire city, that was nothing but Scientologists. Right. So they started buying up. This was like in the 70s. They started buying up properties, right?
Yes, Chick, for the moment. But we're on Scientology.
We're just talking about everything. I'm just talking about how I'm not actually talking about Scientology. I'm just talking about how they came to be in Clearwater. So they started buying up stuff, and the city council at the time sort of was like, they were paying attention.
The massive structure, though.
Well, the Fort Harrison Hotel was always there. They just bought it. And so,
the city council, you were saying, I'm sorry.
So they were keeping an eye on them, and they were watching the real estate that they were buying up strategically. And then they put a stop to it. What stopped it was what they wanted to do was they wanted to buy up the property that the Clearwater Aquarium is on. And
Okay.
the person who built and established the Clearwater Aquarium had passed away, but the person had it in a trust, and it
Hmm.
was going to, and basically after a lot of legal wrangling and whatnot, and this is by the time Miscavige was in control, they put a stop to it. They would not, and it's like sits in the middle of it. It's like if you're playing Monopoly and you're on, what is it, like Baltic Avenue,
Baltic Avenue. I was going to say
right?
Baltic Avenue.
And you have 3 properties, and then there's a 4th property, right? And then you have 5 and 6.
Hmm.
But somebody else owns that 4th property. That is what the aquarium is.
Right.
Okay.
I'm glad you
So
broke it down in Monopoly terms because it made total sense. If you had said
yeah,
it,
I figured get like
if you had
a
said it another way, I'm
visual.
probably like, "What the fuck is she talking?"
Right. It gives you a visual.
Right, it
Okay. So
does.
put a block in that, right?
Yeah.
And the problem that this is the issue with the city versus the Scientologists. They are considered a religion, and therefore they don't pay taxes. Okay, but part of what goes into paying taxes are things like the police,
Right.
firefighters, that
They're
kind of
being
stuff,
funded.
right?
Right.
So they don't pay into that, but
Right.
they make use of it. They use the police quite frequently. The Scientologists do. You'd be surprised.
No, that doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all.
But they don't pay into it. So what they've done
That
is,
does surprise me. They should, but
so if you're on is it Gulf? I think it's Gulf to Bay. If you're on that street, and Fort Harrison, obviously, because Fort Harrison is where the hotel is. So if you keep going down Fort Harrison, you'll run into Dunedin. All right. So right right in between where Clearwater and Dunedin meet is this motel. Okay. And it's
Mhm.
complete. That's where the people who signed those billion-year contracts that do all the work for the Scientologists, that's where they stay.
I gotcha.
It's run down, it's gross looking, right? Then if you go a little further down, and then you're actually into the city of Dunedin, you'll see the sign, and you'll see this huge ass home on the intercoastal waterway, right? That doesn't look like it belongs there at all. That's a Scientology owned home. All right. They own that home. It stays vacant. I know because I used to live right across from it in the that neighborhood right there, and I would pass it when I would walk to go to the gas station.
But is that still vacant or?
Yes, it's
Okay.
vacant. All now, you will, every once in a while, you will see people out there, and they're cleaning because they don't stay. They come, they're there for a few hours, and they leave. It's vacant 99% of the time.
All right.
It's ridiculous. And I will say this, and that's all I'm going to say, but I know this for a fact because I was there when it happened. I saw online and the Scientologist website about how they helped after Hurricane Irma. That isn't true. The video that you're seeing of them handing out water, they're handing out water to their own people. It's not like they went around to the
Well,
communities and did anything.
that doesn't surprise me because they're always about themselves anyway. They're isolated from or insulated from everyone else, right? It's part of the
Yeah,
whole.
I've
So
never seen Tom Cruise. I don't know if he ever makes it to I know I know that they travel around, but I've never seen Tom Cruise. I would be fine with that because you guys know how I feel about him. If I saw him, you know what I would have to say. I'd have to point out, how is it you make all this money and you got a tooth in the middle of your face? Let me find the picture. I'm going to show it to you guys. Nobody
I
ever
remember you
believes me.
showed it before.
Where's Shmita? Shmita knows exactly where it is. Let me see if I can find it. She loves to show it. Hold on. Here we go. You see where his nose is? And you go straight down, and there's a tooth. It's in the middle of his face. See, the tip of his nose should be where the crack between the front two teeth are, the space in between the front two teeth are, but his is not. His is moved over so that the front tooth actually is in line with the tip of his nose. It's in the middle of his face, and I will never ever be able to move past it. Now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
It is bizarre.
There you go. That's probably all I'd have to say to him. How could you have all of that money? Yeah, but still, Heather, whatever. How did he pay all of that money? And he wore braces after that too. And he spent all that.
I never knew he wore braces.
Yeah, he wore braces.
Okay. Were they clear?
Yes.
Clear point?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spent all that money on them teeth, and he's got a tooth in the middle of his head.
I never followed his shit. I did Top Gun when I was younger and Risky Business, and then after that, it got weird. And I'm like,
you know what I watched the other day because I haven't seen it in a really long time, but it's one of my favorites. Legend.
I've never seen it.
What? The one with Tom Cruise where Tim Curry is the devil? I use his picture all the time. Anytime I reference the devil, it's the picture of the devil from Legend.
I'm drawing a blank. No, I'm going to go on record and say no. I would not. I don't. No, absolutely not.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna write it down.
You have to watch it. It's good.
I will.
It's good.
I will.
So
even though I just don't like him, I guess maybe that's why. I don't know. Not that I don't like him.
I'm not a huge fan. However, I will say that I still like. There are some movies of his that he's in it that I will still watch.
That is true, Lupe. Madonna's never fixed that gap, and she's got a shit ton of money, so it must be
Yeah, but this is the thing. If you look at Tom Cruise in his younger pictures, they were okay. His tooth, they touched. They were sort of the one tooth was.
Or they were kind of snaggled,
but barely, right? I don't know what they didn't look bad. The tooth in the middle of the head is what in the middle of his face is what looks bad to me. I just can't unsee it.
He doesn't do anything nowadays, does he?
You know what else I can't unsee? Megan Fox's thumb.
Megan Fox.
Okay. Yeah, Megan Fox. She's in Jennifer's Body. She's been in Transformers. She's in a ton of stuff. Okay. But
all right. Let me Google it real quick because I'm trying to make it look.
Everybody take a look at your hands. Obviously, your thumb is the shorter of them all, right? But Megan Fox's thumb looks like it is somebody else's thumb on her hand. It just doesn't. It's very, very weird looking.
Why the fuck have I never heard of her before? Or recognized her, I shouldn't say her. Well, both. Excuse me. Okay.
And everybody.
Her thumb is weird. Her thumb is weird.
I told you.
Yeah,
yeah, it's weird. And here's the other thing. I think Machine Gun Kelly is funny. I follow him on TikTok and him and Pete Davidson make me laugh all the time. But then he'll do the TikToks with her. And I know everybody else, like a lot of people, not everybody, but there are a lot of people that think, oh, they're such a cute couple. They're so cute. Blah, 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 blah. Right. I don't think they're cute. I find that he's not as like loose and relaxed as when he, with
Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah. Megan Fox has, yes, Lupe, that's what it is. Toe thumbs. Something is wrong with her thumbs. It's not good. It's not good. I don't like it. I don't like it. Not a fan. And frankly, I think she ruined Transformers, if you want to know the truth. I said it. Just not a fan. I really want to go have a cigarette, but I cannot. I'm going to have to find this. I have to find another jacket. I can't take Alice off the sweater. She looks so cute. Plus, I live in fear of her constantly. I am a little afraid of her. She's scary. And if you guys lived here with me, you'd know. Hey, anaphylaxis. I'm telling you guys. And the thing about it, this is the thing. Somebody pointed it out to me a long, long time ago, right? And it's one of those things that you cannot freaking unsee. So now in every movie she's in at all, right? I always notice that thumb every single time. And it's bad news bears. It's not good. It's bad. It's like Tom Cruise's tooth. Once you see it, it can't unsee it. And I don't even remember who told me about it all those years ago. I don't even think I talk to that person anymore. Probably because they told me about her thumb. All right. Oh, so yeah, I'm messed up for life about Megan Fox's thumb and Tom Cruise's teeth. And I'm sure there's somebody else and something else that I'm forgetting. I'll remember it. Well, look, I wasn't going to know this. I couldn't have this information on my own. I'm sorry. Well, now you guys can all suffer. Nobody suffers alone on the ward. All right. Now we're all suffering together. We're, what's the word? It's not trauma bonding. Messed up human anatomy bonding. I don't know. Things you can't unsee once you see bonding. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Yeah, it's weird. I don't think it's arthritis. I think it's just the way she was born. Look, Megan Fox is, well, before she started all that plastic surgery, she's a pretty girl, right? And nobody is a 10. Everybody has that one thing. And for Megan, it's her freaking thumbs. That's just how it is. Oh my God. Of course I have been. It's just, I'm not making fun of her. It's just something that just stood out. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now I feel bad.
I walked back in. It was all quiet. I thought you left.
No, Megan Fox has some kind of issue. Here. Let me put it here. Where's that comment? No. Okay. Hold on. Let me find it. Here we go. Tony says, so turns out Megan's thumb issue is a disease, LOL, called brachydactyl type D. Now, okay. How do y'all feel now that y'all know we've been making fun of a cripple?
Oh, hey, Adam. Yeah, I feel like shit now. Thank you, Tony.
I highly doubt that qualifies her as a cripple.
That is, yeah, good point. Yeah, Tony, come on now. You'd be like,
I will say that Tony put a huge number of laughy cry emojis, so that really tells me that she's just kind of joking and giving us a hard time.
I mean, even cats don't have thumbs, so I mean, why? Thumbs are useless.
Right, exactly.
Or do cats have thumbs? No, they do. Did you ever see the commercial where they're like snapping their fingers?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Oh. Oh, really? Well, I don't feel bad at all. And you know what? I don't like her with Machine Gun Kelly. There, I said it. And I really am not a fan of Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. I said that too. Just not a fan.
No, it's out there and you can never get it back. It's out there for everyone to know.
It's out there. Now you all know how I feel.
You can't take that back.
Mm-mm.
It's all good.
It's how I feel. I'm not a fan. It's okay. It's a lot of people I'm not a fan of.
Yeah,
And I
same.
really don't think that that Megan Fox is pressed by no Jen Lu. I'm telling you right now. She's probably like, I don't care how much you don't like us
She should
together. We're
be.
together. Suck it,
She
bitch. I
should
mean,
be. She knows what's good for her. She should be, but whatever. She'll learn later.
she might.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Are you feeling better?
I am feeling a little bit better.
You see, had stomach issues, right? Or you were
Yeah,
having?
those were gone. It was the tired. My body hurt. That's what it was. It was like I was tired. My body hurt. I just couldn't.
With the exception of me getting up to piss a couple of times, I did not exit the bed completely until 3:03 this afternoon.
You guys, there's a cat in my backyard, a little black cat. Hey, come here. Come here.
Take him. It's Manson. You can have him.
Come here. Oh, come on. Did you get lost? It's coming. Come on. Can you hear it?
Your husband said no more cats. Let him be.
Hi, baby. Are you okay?
Yeah, she came up to you?
Yes.
Oh, I just heard him.
It's very cold. It's cold. I can't bring him in the house. What if the other cats attack? What? Oh my God! It's too cold for you to be outside and completely black.
You'll get up. Just get a little blanket, like a throw blanket, and just put it on. You're on a patio or deck.
I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna put it in the shed. I'm gonna get him.
There you go.
Like a towel or something. It's okay.
He won't want to be confined. Don't lock him in.
No. The shed's open. He's got.
Okay.
He obviously has people because he's friendly.
Yeah. He's certainly not feral. He wouldn't come to you. Yeah.
No, he came right to me, and he's crying. Are you?
I did too, Shmina. When I said I've been dropping the F-bomb all night, and then I said piss, and then she's like, I'm like, okay. Across the line.
Oh, come here. Are you young? Yeah, you have a little young kitten cry. Let me get you something. I'm gonna go fix it. I can't.
Yeah, you need a little.
Always trying to come. Lonnie, look who's in our backyard. We got a little black cat. It's freezing out there, so I'm gonna put some towels. Huh? I'm gonna put towels in the shed. It's too cold. What if it doesn't have? What if it's lost?
If you just put a blanket or towel outside, if he has nowhere to go, he'll just snuggle up there. At least he's not in your house, but he has somewhere warm to go. He probably does have a place to go. He's just hunting or exploring or.
Well, what if he's lost? What if he? I remember when I moved.
Smart. He'll find his way back. Maybe because it's nighttime, he's confused.
Come here. Come here. I think maybe what might have happened. Come here. I'm gonna give you a little. Come here. Come get warm in here. I think maybe people move, and cats get freaked out. What if he ran out or something, and they're looking for him? He might just.
Well, chances are he didn't go far though. They don't usually travel very far from there.
No, and he's well fed. So
unless, of course, someone I've learned a lot said hopefully someone didn't drop him off because they do that shit too.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Then, well, I mean, it could be.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep an eye on him, and I'll give it a couple of days. And if he's still here and I don't find his people, then I'll take him.
You may want to check with your husband. Didn't we have that discussion earlier?
Alice is at the door. What the fuck are you doing, Mom? No more.
And Heather, whatever's right. They do the black ones for some reason are the ones that end up and I don't understand because Manson's a black one, and he showed him my door, and he's the cutest goddamn most. Well, they're all loving, but just I just don't understand why they get a bad rap. I truly don't.
He or she, I think it's a she. It looks to be. Still has that young cry, but it's not a kitten. It's
no, but Manson. I just heard her or him, and Manson sounds the same way, and he's at least a 4-year-old male cat. So I don't know.
I think this is a female because of the way that she was behaving with the. She sounds like Alice, really, is what she reminded me of when she did her little cry. She's probably like 1 or 2, but I can't. I mean, I don't want to bring her in because what if I bring her in and the other two start fighting and then she ends up hurt?
And if you bring her in, she belongs to someone. Maybe you don't want to scare her. You want to confine her.
Yeah, right. So I think what I'm going to do is keep an eye.
Set up shop somewhere outside where she can come and go.
Yeah,
She
I'm
has to,
gonna. Yeah,
I mean, you
keep
know
an
what to
eye on
do.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
and just make sure she's okay because it's cold
How
and it's
funny,
not
we've
gonna
been
be
talking about cats for a long time tonight, and you have one just randomly
just
show up.
show up.
It's
But
it's
I,
it's,
she
it's meant
came
to
right.
be.
She came right to me. Cats
It's
know.
meant to be. It's
Animals know.
I like that. Yeah, they do know. No, yes, Keshchik. His name's Manson. He actually is not my cat. He showed up at my house. He belongs to neighbors of mine, or used to, and now he lives with us. But he has a Facebook page, and that's his name, Manson. We didn't name him. That was his name.
I think that's she's all black and she has a little white triangle on her chest.
Did I ever show you Manson?
Yeah, you did. You sent
I
me
thought
a
I did
picture.
too. I thought I did.
He's stinking. They're all of your cats are cute. Let me wash my hands though, because I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know. I mean, she's healthy. Like her body condition is healthy. She, I can't see any of her bones or anything like that. She probably has people, and if nothing else, she'll have someplace warm to sleep tonight, and then hopefully her people will find her and they will be reunited.
Jen, I'm glad she's down there with you versus where I'm up here because it's cold as shit here tonight. I know you're saying it's cold, but I'm sure my cold versus your cold is a whole different kind
I'll
of
tell
cold.
you what it is here. It's
I'll tell you what it is here after you tell me yours because let me pull it up.
why is this lying? Well, I don't want to know what it is tomorrow. My computer has it right.
Oh, you're okay. What is it there?
51. It's 51.
It's
But
fucking 24 here.
Yeah, yeah, but it doesn't it's never that cold here. You know what I'm
No, of
saying?
course
So
not.
this
But I
is
mean,
hard
just
for these guys. They're not acclimated to it. I don't
of
understand
course
why.
not.
Bless her little heart. I'm gonna be
It's
worried and excited.
77 on Tuesday and Wednesday, so we're getting there. Okay, it's
Tomorrow
coming
it'll
back.
be 66 for a high.
What's tomorrow here? Tomorrow's Sunday, right?
Yeah, all day.
42.
Mm.
But I'll be in church all day anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because Sundays I spend all day in church.
Yeah.
All day.
All day, huh?
Well, I'm glad you. Anaphylaxis. I have 3, and then one that showed up, so make that 4. 3.
I want to keep it inside, chick, but I don't have anywhere to keep her.
I wouldn't do that.
Where she wouldn't be there's nowhere for me to put her where the other cats can't get to her. And what I would feel awful is if I brought her in the house and they all got to fighting and any of them got hurt. You know what I mean? Because you know how cats don't give a fuck when they fight. You know what I mean? I don't want to hurt her work.
I'd leave her where she can come and go. If you bring her in, you're going to confine her, and it's going to fuck her up, and then it's going to fuck yourself up too. So
I don't want. Yeah, and listen, I'll tell you when we moved from Dunedin to Pinellas Park. Okay, Alice had no interest ever before in going outside ever, but the front door was open. And because my husband and my son were moving like the furniture out. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to switch.
.27 in northern Alabama. I guess we just got this cold snap that hit all of us.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. It wasn't like this yesterday.
No, it sure wasn't. A lot of people are talking about how freaking.
I slept till 3. I told you. I finally went outside around 5. I'm like, what the? I mean,
right? It's ridiculous.
God. And the wind was heavy too. That didn't help. That brought the wind chill down even more. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So, anyway, she bolted out the front door down because we were in an apartment, down the stairs, out through to the back of where the apartments were, and there were homes that we were like a little tiny apartment complex.
Well, didn't she lodge herself under like a deck or something?
She went under the yes. And let me say
the funny part, your husband's like, fuck her.
Yeah, right? my husband was like, if she don't want to live with us, and I guess she don't want to. And I was like, no, she's just freaked out. What I realized, I think what happened, honestly, is I think that when her former people ended up taking her and surrendering her, I think they were in the process of moving. And that's what she was trying to avoid, was the ride to the shelter or whatever. And so she freaked out. And that's maybe what happened in this situation. And I'll tell you, if somebody had brought Alice in the house and never let me have her, essentially stole her, right?
Stole her
If
from you. Yeah,
if they'd have scooped her up before I could get to her. Now I ended up getting her. It had to just be me by myself, and she finally came out, and she was just shaking, shaking, shaking. Yes, I would say that too, Lupe, if I could, but we only have one bathroom. So there's no way for me to keep her
I
anywhere
wouldn't
where
come
she
find her tonight. She
would.
just showed up. I wouldn't.
Exactly. I've never
I would
seen
leave it
her
be for
before.
tonight.
I've never seen her before.
If she's still milling around in 4 days,
Mhm.
I might want to make another consideration. But for tonight, I
But
wouldn't
for
do that.
tonight,
Yeah.
I've got her where she's got food, she's got a one place
Shelter.
to sleep. She'll be okay. But anyway, if somebody had done that to me, I would have been devastated. It took me a long time to coax Alice out from underneath that house. So yeah.
Again, we work for them, right? Look at
Exactly.
everything that's going on right now.
Well, the lady that lived in the house was so sweet, but she thought I was nuts. You know what I was using? She likes Lay's potato chips. I was using Lay's.
You got them down there? You got Lay's down in Florida?
Yeah, I was.
You get Utz down there?
No.
Okay.
Or maybe we do. What's it called?
Utz, UTZ. It's a Pennsylvania. It's a Pennsylvania brand one.
I've never looked. I have to check it out.
I'm not endorsing them. I'm not a potato chip person, so I don't care. But that is a big one around here, and Lay's as well.
I'll have to check. Yeah, we have Lay's down here. But that's what she liked, the regular plain Lay's potato chips. And the lady thought I was crazy. She's like, "Are you really trying to get that cat with potato chips?" And I was like, "Yes, she eats the potato chips." Oh, I would never. Okay, Kez.
That's not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen, babe. I would never. Yeah. I don't have any place that I can bring her that she would really be safe. The way that the house is laid out, I
think she's safe where you said she is. If you have a little blanket in a shed where she has shelter from whatever, I think she's good.
I'll go take her a little food and water too.
And some snacks.
Yeah, but I'm telling you guys, this cat has people.
You would know if she didn't. You would know because she'd be frail when you'd be able to. You would. But
when I got Mrs. Nesbitt, when you looked at her, you couldn't tell because obviously Persians they tend to be fluffier. She wasn't like super, super long haired, but she was fluffy. But when I picked her up and I could feel all her little ribs and her little hip bones and stuff like that, she had been living outside for a minute. You know what I mean? This little baby she's kind of plump. I'm not going to lie. She's, kind of thick, like
I've learned a lot. Said earlier, I hope someone didn't just drop her off.
I hope not. And if they did, I would definitely, I'll keep an eye on her. Don't worry. I mean, I love animals and I'll keep an eye on her. And if
she came to your place for a reason, she already feels comfortable there. So she's going to hang about. If she's still there in a couple of days with nowhere to go, you'll know she's probably been abandoned and then you'll know what to do next.
Exactly.
Right.
And so my thing is, bless her little heart. I just would hate to bring her in and have something happen.
Yeah, don't do that.
Her or to Alice or to Mac. It's Saturday night. There's no vets open. Something happened. You know what I mean?
Right. And also, Jen, when you bring in and I'm not educating anyone, but I've heard this, when you bring in a new cat, you're never supposed to just bring them right in there. You're supposed to have them in separate rooms so they can get the sense one another. They can smell through the door, whatever. And several days before you're introduced. So that would be irresponsible to do that anyway. You could cause, and better. I'd let it be what it is.
Yeah. It probably is the neighbor's cat that got out. We have all kinds of dogs, and there's these two dogs. They're so stinking cute. They're lab mixes, okay? And they're forever busting out of their yards. And they run up and down the street together, and then they go home together.
Is that what the Petersons had? Scott Lacey was it a lab?
Yes.
Was it a Keto? Not a Keto. That was
Nicole.
That was Simpson. What was their dog name? That dog was so goddamn cute though. I mean, as soon as you said, because remember someone found the dog and put it back in the yard.
Wasn't it
Mackenzie?
Mm-hmm.
Mackenzie. Yeah. All right. Look, Bring everything back to a true crime case one way or another.
Yeah. So, labs are notorious, Buster. I
Oh my
had a chocolate lab named Buddy years and years ago, and he used to scale the 6-foot fence, and then that so there were, you share a fence line, right? And so he would hop our fence and go into the neighbor's backyard and then hop their fence and play with the kids in the neighborhood.
Manson was scratching at the door.
Oh, Manson, hi, buddy. Look at you. What's kicking? Good looking. It's a good looking kitty cat.
No, I can't really. Like, he's not showing his face, but anyway, yeah, he's here.
I can see his face.
Shit.
He's like, I don't try to control me.
Yeah, I don't want to be a YouTube sensation. Yeah, but he was scratching at the door. Anyway.
It's like, I don't want to be on camera.
Well, he already, he's on Facebook, so you figured like this, whatever.
Facebook famous.
He's a good cat, though. It's so funny how he showed up here. Like I said, literally, he lived, I think, 2 blocks down, and then he just one day showed up here, and my wife let him in, and then he kept showing up, and then came in, and then now he's whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but don't make that. This cat. This cat belongs to someone. Don't.
No, I really do. I do think that she probably belongs to somebody, but I will say this. I'm like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on her for sure. And if she needs help, in a couple, I'll keep a watchful eye. I'm out there all the time. I smoke, so I'll be paying attention. And if she needs help and a place to stay, I will work on it. But it's
no doubt at all.
Okay. Oh, all right, you guys. Well, we've been going for almost 3 hours now.
Well, I've enjoyed.
I have to. I always enjoy our.
I know we had no real purpose. We were just bullshitting, but I enjoy. Yeah. Always, it's always.
But
cool.
I got to get to bed early tonight because I got to finish I got to do a little bit of last minute touches on this video, so it can be ready. You guys know how I do. I don't. Well, I talk about it, but the girls, they know. And I don't.
You give one clue. You willing to give a clue, or you just don't want to give a clue?
You guys all know. I'm sure if you know true crime and talk shows, you know this case, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But the girls know how I agonize over every little detail of a video. Like I will find the one.
Jen, real quick, I don't know if you saw my thing earlier, but I love your new opening. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank
it's awesome. Yeah, I noticed it right away. I'm like, oh, this is cool as shit. But go on, I'm sorry.
I agonize over. Did you guys like the end where I put the snacks? The little girl. I agonize over every little, like I'll do a 30-minute video and there'll be a 5 seconds that's fucked up. And that's the 5. Yes, Shmita's familiar. I will agonize over the 5 seconds. It's not quite right. But the timing wasn't quite right. Do you know how bad I want to go back and fix the Watts Island intro? Because
I love that intro.
Well, I don't like that the phone ringing. The sound is off from the movement on the phone. And I want to go fix it. But I'm not. I'm not going to mess with it because I need to not. I have to.
Now we're all going to go back and look and like, oh, wow.
I can't believe nobody noticed it. I noticed it right away.
So what was it? So the phone was ringing, but what happened?
So
it was vibrating, but not vibrating when it was supposed to be vibrating?
The sound is a little off from the motion of the phone. Because
I just remember the boat. I don't remember a phone.
It's when the phone is ringing, right? And then Lucy picks up the phone and she makes that face, and you hear the thing from Lost. The island isn't finished.
Right.
Isn't done with you yet. That's a little off too. It met when it was lined up, but when I added the morph or the morph transition in there, it threw it off a little bit.
You know what you need to do now, though, right? I guess we have to go back to the island and fix the mess we made.
I'm not. I'm leaving it.
No, you're not. Where's Hallie?
The other thing that I'm annoyed about with that video is that last clip of Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. You can't see what he's saying at the bottom because the words are at the bottom, and I didn't know that you could fix a GIF in Animotica to fit. And if I would have clicked fit, then you would be able to see the words at the bottom where it says your soul is mine. That part's cut out.
Oh, okay.
And it bothers me.
Well, you know what? Leave it all while it's on. That's in the past, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. It is what it is.
Unless you return, and I'll gladly join. But if not,
I ever return, I'll adjust it.
I'm your co-pilot if you ever go back.
All right. I can't see anything happening in this case that would make me
no, I agree.
Return to it, but
so okay, real quick, and I know you're trying to get out of here, and I'm fine with that too. But I was on a panel last night, and someone in that chat said that there's another goddamn fucking documentary due out in like June.
I have heard the same thing.
I never heard that. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, so
you need a dead horse, right?
Okay, so whenever the video of the NK interview with.
Did you watch it, Jen?
I did. The one with her dad.
It's in entirety. You watched the whole thing?
I watched it.
I did too. It took me a couple of days, but I did finally.
I had to break it up too. It took me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I had to break it up because it's a lot of NK.
Did you? And I'm not trying to get, but I'm like, did it change? Not your mind, but did you see things differently or? To me, it did give me more insight. I never saw the father before, and I did appreciate.
Yeah, that was my thing.
He got up and hugged her like I saw like just a tender moment, I guess is what
I will agree with that. Every time I hear him say now you're leading, I roll my eyes and it just goes all over me because
he kept saying Nick. He's talking to her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's like, you're leading.
No. He's talking to the detective.
But his name is Kevin. So who's Nick? That must be talking to her like Nick. Like I think
he's trying to tell her to stop talking, but
that's what I mean. Like, okay.
But then his comments are actually directed to the detective because, now you're going down a path and you're leading and let's not lead. And I'm like, listen, homeboy, first of all, it's a courtesy.
This is fuckery from beginning, but yeah.
Well, it's a courtesy that you're even being allowed in here. Okay. This usually doesn't happen. Number one. And number two, leading is for the courtroom. So shush.
And that good point. And one more thing, like, I'm not going to get hung up on this. Why did he pick them up? Like, you can't drive yourself there.
Like, yeah, I don't understand that either. That was
there's something to me. There's something that not look into it. No one cares. But I'm like, I don't know. There's something more about that. Why would you not? I don't know.
It's weird, but okay. So anyway, so when that happened, MRB replayed it, right? And before she replayed the audio,
say it again. I missed everything.
Okay. So the night
when it played what?
After the Ruseks played it initially.
MRB, Frankie Jr. Okay, right. Okay.
Right. After
MRB.
MRB played it. But before she played it, she said there's possibly could be maybe something coming out about the case, like a new documentary about the case. And that's the only thing that I've heard about that.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Anaphylaxis is right. They had a warrant for the truck.
And okay.
Oh, should have. Yes, they should have.
Eventually, listen, hear me now, believe me later. This is I think the phone is going to eventually be released in like 2 more years. I think they're going to get Chris Watts' phone, and then that's going to renew. They're purposely just like trying to renew interest in this case. You know what I mean? At least it seems to me like it dies down, then something stupid comes up. Or something somewhat significant, whatever you want to, because the phone would be to me significant because you'd be able to see a lot more information because they're privy to things we're not.
I'm curious though. Let's say that happens. Let's say they decide to give the phone back to the Watts. They decide to release.
And why haven't they by now though?
Well, hold on a second.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around, but it's been nearly 4 years.
Oh. No,
you're fine.
I just had to grab something.
Okay.
Okay, so
Lupe, we're not. We're just having like a 3-minute discussion. Then we're gonna.
Yeah, then we're gonna end it. Okay,
Leave Jim alone.
The thing about the phone is that I would think there has to be some type of law. And
Law. Okay. I'm curious what you mean by law. Like,
well, like
because I wonder if we're on the same page. Go ahead.
not law. Law might be the wrong
Not
word.
law, but
Protocol.
a rule. Let's say a rule.
Yeah, protocol or a rule
There you
for
go.
how long evidence in a closed
Right.
case
So
can be held. This is what I suspect may be the thing. See, we all know that Chris Watts can, right, file for a 35C.
not anymore. You can't.
On the murder charge, he can.
Not
Is that-
no. That expired in November.
Oh,
didn't it?
that's right. I
Yeah.
thought
November
no.
2021. That was the deadline.
I thought that was on the lesser charges.
You could be right. I could be wrong.
I think that's right.
I
It's
assumed
the
it was
less-
all. If he didn't do it by then, it couldn't be done. But I could
It's
be
the
wrong.
it's the lesser charges that had a time limit. Murder didn't. So
There's no timetable on murder then.
right.
Okay.
However, as time goes on, see, here's the thing. I'm wondering if because of the talk of the 35C is what kept them from releasing it in the first place.
You mean the NK video?
No, the phone.
Oh, the phone. The phone. That's what it was. I got you.
Because it doesn't matter what you or I or really anybody thinks. At the end of the day, do I think that he would have been granted a 35C? No, I don't,
No.
because I don't think that he had an avenue that he could successfully pursue with the
Absolutely
35C.
not.
However, you never know. Okay. And if that's the case, right, then they would have held on to it. Just
What do you
in
mean you
case-
never know? What do you mean by that?
Okay. I can say that from me, right, what I looked at, but I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge.
Of course,
So-
but you are knowledgeable in these things, so don't discount yourself. Go ahead.
From what I looked at, to me, I didn't see a successful avenue to pursue a 35C.
I did not either.
Okay, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one. There could have been some loophole, some obscure case reference.
There's lots of loopholes in cases. We all know this.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think you don't ever know until it happens for 100% sure. So had he filed for one,
Mhm.
likely they would have held on to the phone just in case he were to get a 35C. And let's say it went past the 30, it went past the 35C and then went over to the next hurdle, which would have been a new trial. But a trial.
A trial,
obviously.
right.
All right. So let's say he got that. Well, that phone would be considered evidence, and whatever was on that phone would be considered evidence. So they would have kept it. So that's what I think is what happened. Now, I think when they I think that they will eventually release the phone to the Watts.
But as long as they hold the phone, means people are going to have interest in this because everyone's going to like the conspiracy thing around it. Like, why if the case is closed and it is closed as far as we're all concerned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is not everything just given back to where the fact they're holding on that phone is enough for people, the more nuttier ones than I am, to be like, that's why, and that's why she pinged and they've got more. And maybe they don't. Maybe it's a formality because they're holding on to it because they have to for a timeline purpose. But the fact that they're holding on to it will lead people to interpret this a different way. And we can all agree to
that. Here's the thing this is what I think about that. Anything that they do or don't do could cause people to make something out of that, right?
Right. We can make shit up as we go along too, right? Of course.
So I feel like the way that the Weld County is thinking about it is they don't give a rat's fat kneecap what people like me and you think, or anybody for that matter.
Right.
So they're either gonna release it when they feel like releasing it, and that's that.
But when they do, that's my thing. You're gonna have a bunch of people with pitchforks running down, like, oh, da 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 da.
I think all they'll do is just release the action. See, from my understanding, all the Ronnie and Cindy Watts one is the physical
photos, right?
Because it has the photos on it, right? So once they release that, if they were to give the physical phone to the family, it's not going to do anything
Jen, let me
for
ask you a
us.
question real quick. And I know you're trying to end this, but since we're talking
No, it's
about
all right.
for a second, do you find it odd that they didn't at least do a thumb drive and just do the respectful thing and getting this family the photos that they asked? That's all they wanted was the photos. What's the harm in doing that?
That part I can't answer you because I've never
Of
understood
course,
that either.
I'm sure, but I mean,
I have
don't you
never
find that
understood that either. I've never understood why, if what they wanted was
just the photos, let them have.
maybe because the phone and its contents are considered part of the crime. They can't
That is
by law.
why when the phone comes out eventually, and it's going to renew it all. That, I guess I just proved my point again without even trying to prove it. That's why when this phone comes out, it's going to have a whole new thing because there's going to be something in there, something that someone else is going to hold on to, even though it might be innocuous to the rest of us. Someone's going to oh, wait a minute. It's the way. That's why this case won't die.
Well, I think that for the
Watts Island's actually growing. It's not shrinking. It's
I know
growing.
it's weird. I think for for the most part with the phone, I mean, if they were to give, hold on, let me take a drink.
Sure. Let me take a drink.
Oh shit! I might need more. I need to get a refill. Okay. I think when it comes to this phone, right? I think all they're going to do is give the physical phone to the Watts family, if at some point, maybe, right? And at that point, what's going to happen? Nothing. I mean, you think the Watts are gonna put the contents of the phone on display? Probably not.
I would imagine not. No. I wouldn't think. I can see another family doing that, not them. But you can clone a phone. So what I'm saying is, why can't they just clone it? Let them have the only thing they're asking for, and then you still have evidence. They have it. The Watts, in my opinion, and I'm not dumbing them down, but they may not be the sharpest people in the world, and they've went through a horrific event. So who am I to judge them whatsoever? All they wanted was the phone or the photos on the phone. Just, can you clone it? Let them have it. They're not going to know what anything. They're not looking for NK pictures or anything like. They just want. I don't know.
I don't understand why they don't. I don't understand why they can't give them the pictures of the kids. I don't.
That's all I'm saying, Jen. It would just be simple, and it's kind of cruel that you're not giving them, because
that
in the day and age we are, you can pull that shit off that phone and still preserve the integrity of any particular evidence that still could possibly be on there. You can just give them the fucking photos, right?
Yeah, that's
We're talking about the grandchildren.
The grandchildren.
Ronnie and Cindy Watts.
That part I don't know. I don't know why but I find it difficult. I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I don't believe that Weld County is withholding the photos of the children that are on the phone to be dicks.
That's cruel, though.
I know, and it seems unnecessarily cruel, which tells me that there's probably there's a reasonable explanation as to why.
But is it explanation, or is it something like that's what I'm saying? Like a reasonable explanation, we can explain away. Just like, we're not giving you this because of this. They're not even, from what I've ever heard, they've never explained to them why they can't have them. You just can't have them.
Well, I think,
and again, I've never heard that verbatim. I kind of made that up. I ad-libbed that, but they still don't have them. So therefore, someone told me you can't have them because of this. That's my thing.
I do think that I do think it's been explained to them. I just don't think they like the answer that they're getting. I just can't imagine, because I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine them doing that. I can't to be cruel for cruel's sake. The Watts, Ronnie and Cindy didn't do it. They're not the people that are responsible for what happened. They didn't have anything to do with it. So I can't imagine that they're doing it to be cruel. What I think has likely happened, this is just what I suspect. I think likely they probably did get an explanation, and they probably didn't they didn't like it, and they probably didn't understand all of it. Something got lost in translation.
Yeah, when you think they have attorneys, though, I mean, when you think they have like attorneys at their, I mean, I know that these aren't rich people, like in that regard, but I mean, I'm sure they have legal counsel. Like, I don't know, don't you think? Like,
I mean,
I mean, at all times, like they're not paying them. Obviously, like they're there if they need them, like to ask a question. There's got to be. I hope someone's reaching out to this family. Like, hey, I can at least sort out the bullshit of the lesser things here, like the photos. Things like I don't know. Am I getting too deep here?
No, but anaphylaxis brings up an interesting point. Yeah, there's two of me because I'm on my phone.
No,
and then the other one's on the computer.
Parents, and that's a great point. That's what I don't understand. Like,
what if the holdup is Chris Watts himself?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
What if the holdup is because technically,
oh, you hit it. I think you hit the nail on the head.
What if Chris Watts is the person that has to release them?
You hit the nail on the head.
I don't know. There's deleted comments.
In my mind, that's the only thing to me that now makes sense. He is right.
I can't,
because he didn't want them. He didn't want them to have other shit too, and I can't remember what it was. And this was, back in the beginning. I think you got it. I swear to God.
I didn't come up with that. I think anaphylaxis did.
Well, no, she said the photos are his property, but yeah, I guess we all came there, and perhaps she did too. We all came there. He may be preventing them from getting it, and that would not surprise me. What the hell did they wanted something from before, and he wouldn't allow them to have it. It's not the autopsies. I don't believe they asked for those. They asked for something in the early days of this, and I'm drawing a fucking blank on it, but I'll figure it out later. But
I'm sure somebody in here will know.
Or did I just make that up? I hope I didn't make that up. There was.
I don't know, but I don't know what's going on in the chat.
Okay, what's going on down here?
Something they're asking me about deleted comments, and I can't see it because I'm on my phone and StreamYard. When I get back in the house, I'll switch over. I didn't know. I haven't deleted any comments.
Yeah, I don't think anything bad's going on.
I'll look when I go. Finish.
I was just reading back just to make sure. Heather, why did you leave a conversation? I don't know. Something with Heather. I don't think anything bad.
I hope not.
No, I think we would see bad by now, but I think she's right. I agree with. I've learned a lot. Yeah, they should have the pictures of their grandkids, or even of him, and all those pictures.
Team Psych Ward said she thinks Shmita fell asleep on her phone. So if you guys are getting deleted, no, this time Alice didn't do it. This was not Alice. If Team Psych Ward is saying it's because she's a mod, she can see. Oh dear, it's gonna be delete gate again, all over. Shmita's trying to.
This has happened twice now.
Shmita's trying to take my record for deleting the most comments in the chat at once.
I think Lupe is right. I think
literally no reason.
It's Alice because she's pissed off because you got the black cat out back. She's deleting everything. She's sabotaging.
She is. She's in there making out she's in there all hugged up with my husband.
But I do believe that some good points were made about that, and like I won't harp on about it, but that's interesting. I'm glad I brought up the phone. You guys gave me something to like absorb, which not that I need to absorb it anymore because I'm off the island, even though I'm kind of not. But that's interesting.
Hold on a second.
Let's be honest. All right. Chris Watts does a lot of passive aggressive things. All right. So I really, if it's his property and he needs to, if he's the person that needs to sign the release, it does not actually surprise me that he would passive aggressively pretend like, because what I find annoying about Chris Watts is the constant I don't know what's happening, I don't know I don't know I don't know how you don't know, you know what I mean? He always
you have to know something. You obviously at this point know something, maybe not everything, but you know something. So don't hide behind that. what gets me right now is like, who the fuck are you to have the rights? You're behind bars because you murdered people. So who are you to say no? The phone stays in the locker 4 of the Longmont Police Department. Like, fuck you, buddy. You have no rights for anything.
Right.
So,
Like, but
so
he just played.
I'm just so confused by that.
Oh, it is Shmita. Shmita has been deleting everything that, bless it. Well, what happened is she accidentally, first she deleted thank you, Team Psych Ward. So first Shmita, bless poor Heather, whatever, and Kezchik. First, what happened is that first she deleted a comment, but after that, then she hid Heather, whatever, and whenever that happens, it deletes every comment they've made in the chat.
It was like Russia, Ukraine. It just got weird real quick, Shmita. Thanks for starting a war in here.
Way to go, Shmita. Yeah. And that's another excellent point. Once that phone is released,
that is a good point.
Don't you think they're going to go in there and look at the secret calculator app? And I'll say this. Mm-hmm. So, Renee, to answer your question, this is what happens. So most of the time, right, you have a suspect, in this case, Chris Watts, he gets charged, right? Then the next thing happens is typically there is a trial, right? So after the trial is over, members of the press or YouTubers, poor Kezchik, what happens is after the trial is over, the media or anybody really can and does file a Freedom of Information Act, and they request the discovery.
Yeah.
So what a discovery is it is everything, every item that was discovered, that's why it's called discovery, during the investigation of whatever crime it is. Okay. So it's the investigation in its entirety. So it would be any witnesses that they interviewed, any other suspects they interviewed, any lie detector tests given to anybody, right? All of those things are part of the discovery. The only people that have access to the discovery in its complete entirety, right? No, there is nothing. Oh, good. I'm glad you're back, Heather. There's nothing that is hidden, right? Or kept away from them.
The defendant's family, right?
Is the defense. No. Is the defense. The defense. The defense are the only people that get full and complete unrestricted access to the discovery. If they're not given full and unrestricted access to the discovery, that is a Brady violation, because especially if it's exculpatory evidence, right? Okay. After all of that is said and done, the trial is over, the sentencing phase is over, the person is convicted and sent to prison, right? People then file a FOIA request. What happens then is the DA and the judge, or a judge, go through each item in the discovery, right? And they decide what is in the public's best interest. And those are the items that will be released under the FOIA requests. So most of the time, things like
you know your shit. You know your shit, girl.
Thank you. Most of the time, there are things that will never be included in a FOIA request. Most of the time it is like autopsy photos, certain crime scene photos. Those are typically, especially if there's children, those are typically deemed not in the public's best interest. What happened in this case is that there was no trial. There was a plea deal given. Okay. So the same rules apply. After that, what happens is then a judge and the district attorney, they go through every item in the discovery and they decide what's going to be in the FOIA requests. This is why people are having such a difficult time with this case, because typically there is a trial. And so even if certain evidence is then denied or deemed not in the public's best interest, you've heard about it or you've seen it because it was in the court. It happened during the trial, right? But that didn't happen this time.
Mhm.
So the other element that's important to note is that a lot of people think that the investigation just stopped. It didn't actually just stop. Okay.
I don't believe it ever did either. I mean, then.
Mm-mm. It didn't. But there were probably other things that were going to be, there were probably more subpoenas to be served, like to cell phone carriers, yada, 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 yada. Right. But then the plea deal happened. And so those items that might have been in the discovery then weren't in the discovery. But at the end of the day, and this happens in every single case, the DA, it's not a specific DA, it's the prosecutor's office and a judge or the judge sit down and they go through it all and they decide what's going to be in the public interest and what's not. So that's what happened in this case. And that is why there are pieces from that discovery that are missing, because some of them are part of the discovery and the defense has them. And
as long as they're going to be missing, that's why everybody, you know what I mean?
Right. Well,
I mean,
hey, Dan Cave, but that's the thing. People can speculate all they want, and that's all right. I don't judge for speculating, but the truth of the matter is, because there was no trial, right? We don't know what would have come out in that trial that would have been part of the discovery. So we're assuming things that we really can't possibly know. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I absolutely know what you mean. It's still like one of them things where it's
it's still frustrating, right?
Especially annoying as fuck is what it is.
Right. Especially when there's a specific piece of evidence and they give you part of the evidence. Like, say there's I'll give you an example, a Cellbrite dump, right? And the total of the Cellbrite dump is 600 pages and they only released 300.
Yeah.
That is frustrating.
Yeah, of course. You only have half of them, right?
Exactly. So
do you think, can I ask you a question? Do you think that ours were privy to the unredacted sections of it, just being as they were the victim's family?
Yes. Okay. And everything. So, thank you, Dan Cave.
Hey, Dan.
So the other thing is, thank you so much. Let me highlight that. You are so welcome. The other thing is that I'll give you an example. Prior to releasing the items under the FOIA requests, the family has a chance to review all of those too.
Okay. Then they have some confidence that they know some things that we don't, and of course they do.
People
might be barking up the wrong tree with,
Well, they are in a unique position, because I promise you this, not only are they recognized as victims, which they are,
sure,
but they would have also probably been witnesses as well. The state would have likely called them, probably.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean,
for sure, Sandy,
last week together, absolutely.
Well, right, and for sure, Sandy, because of the information she received, through Nicole Atkinson.
Atkinson, yeah, exactly.
But it's like, I'll give you another example. This is why I know that I'm telling you correctly.
No, I know you are already.
But here's some supporting evidence. Okay. In 2011, prior to the Alford plea happening, right? The families of Christopher, Michael, and Steve were all pulled aside or brought in by the prosecutor, right? And he explained what was going on. All right. Before the Alford plea happened, also, when some of the DNA evidence, I shouldn't say evidence, when the results of the DNA testing came out, before those results were made public, the prosecution brought the families in and sat them down and explained what the results were.
Mhm.
That is how, before anybody else was able to say anything, right? John Mark Byers came to the old Easy Board message boards and gave a hint about what was going on. This is commonplace. They will tell the families what's going on before they make it public. Like another example, Gabby Petito, right?
Mhm.
When they found the body, her family knew that it was her, and they're the ones that identified her body. Well, her stepdad did, right? But
Right.
they tell the family before they announce it to the media. Just like Brian, when Brian's body was found, they told
Mhm.
his family before they release it to the public. It's out of
Well, they were there
courtesy.
when he
Right.
was.
Well,
Yeah.
but he has
Make
more
it official.
family. Well, he has more family than just his parents. He's got a sister and other family and
Right.
friends.
I just assumed because they were there, they would have known right away.
Well, right. Well, they would know because he was basically skeletal remains.
That's
So
true.
what they were able to identify, I think, some clothing, but complete confirmation before it's announced to the public, they tell the families first, which is why I don't want to be disrespectful, but which is why they were able to, which is why they had the copy of the video of NK and her father, their police interview, and they were able to release it before anybody else because that's out of a courtesy, and that's how that's what
I
they
find that fair. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's perfectly.
Absolutely.
It's standard operating procedure. That's what they do. Excuse me. That's how it goes. So.
All right, I guess I'm done with this case tonight.
I mean, that's really, they don't. Do I think that there is a possibility that they could release more? Well, yeah, because.
Well, there is still more that's not been released. So, of course, yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to just do it just to do it. What would likely have to occur is somebody made a FOIA request, right? Somebody makes a FOIA request, but they ask for something specific that was not included in the most recent release of information, right? So they ask something specific. Okay.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Do you think the plunder thing had anything to do with that thing being accelerated? Because didn't that seem to, you do?
Yes, that's what happened. So I'll give you an example. Like what Plunder did. She made a request for the video. She knew that the video existed and she requested it and she was denied. You do, as a citizen of these United States, have the right to appeal that decision and even sue to have it released.
Correct.
Okay. And sometimes the judge and the prosecutor's office will look at it and be like, there's really no harm, right? And this isn't something that would be completely not in the public.
It's true in this case too. We all had the audio. So what's the harm in releasing the video?
Exactly. So, but yes, there's always a chance that they would do more, right? But it wouldn't come out of nowhere. It would have to be a situation like with Plunder. And that's what would happen.
Yeah.
So just like the family, they talked to the victim's family in this case about the plea deal before the plea deal was announced to the press or publicly. Leaking is one thing, but before everything is all said and done, they tell the victims' families. That's what they do. Just the way it goes. So that's how that works.
That's how it goes. I'm going to bed.
Me
like
too.
Watts is just dumbing in, but I've loved hanging out with you as always.
I always love hanging out with you too. Thank you so much for coming up.
And everybody in here, it's just this is fun place.
And thank you always to the chat. I don't care what anybody says. I will fight you in the streets. This is the best chat on YouTube.
I second that.
Thank you guys for being so patient with my inability to connect words today. That seemed to be a struggle, but more importantly, a special
you're like 45 now, so
exactly a special shout out to Kez Chick and Heather whatever for being patient and understanding through Delete Gate round 2. Shmida's revenge. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you. Good night, Muslim Man. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'm gonna post it for 8:30. So be ready. I hope you guys like it. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. You guys have good night. You didn't do it, Heather, whatever. I went back and looked at on my phone and I could see Shmita deleted it. All right. Good night, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.